All right. Hey, everybody. So glad for those of you who are already here in chat and for everybody up on panel. I was really bummed I didn't get to live stream last Friday. And then yesterday, I actually had to cancel our backstage Bible study for a dentist appointment. So I was like, okay, I've got I'm going to just go live and see who's free to hang out. So thank you to everybody here. Yeah, we were kind of just talking backstage, just bring some, kind of what's on everybody's minds. And Landon and Tiff had some information they wanted to share. If you guys want to go ahead and kick us off, diving in.
This feels like show
I'm
and
going to go through
tell.
and just kind of say, you know what? I run show and tell every Friday, so that kind of it kind of makes sense. Yep.
For this meeting, we have brought. We're very excited to share with you what we brought.
Come up front and share. Yeah. Speak clearly and everybody be, whole body listening.
I'm trying.
Don't get
What's up, everybody?
Hang on one second.
Hey, Dex, thanks for being here.
Can I share
Hey, don't
screen?
forget to hit the thumbs up.
Yep. All that good stuff. Cindy, good to see you. Cody, good to see you. Hey, Cody, you'd mentioned wanting to come up sometime. Let me know if you want the link. Actually, maybe I'll just put the link out there for everybody.
Okay, Indy, do you see
hey,
it
Al.
in queue?
Oh, yep, I do see it. Let me pull it up here. Thanks.
Ooh.
Okay.
Time traveler or UFO? Pics taken from Fairbanks, Alaska on 4/15/23 at 1:55 a.m.
Which is this morning. Okay, and so Landon and I both have family that lives up in Fairbanks, so we're in North Pole. And so they both sent this to us, and I thought it was like fake at first. But because it looks like unreal, and like professional photographers even got some pictures, but according to what was the script, scripture, not scripture, according to what the script says, it started off small and then it got bigger and bigger, and you can kind of see that. And it slowly went from one side of the horizon to the other side of the horizon, and then it got so big that it took up the entire sky, and then it disappeared.
Now, what kind of sense does that make?
What do y'all think? A comet? I don't know. That's a weird looking comet, but shoot, I don't have any other explanations.
What I'm seeing here is, why is the media not talking about this at all?
Right.
It's at least cool. So I'm thinking it's something that someone is trying to keep down on the down low. Very weird.
So the actual writing says pics taken.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did that at the wrong second.
Pics taken in Fairbanks, Alaska on 4/15/23 at 1:55 a.m. started out looking like a spiral of northern lights until the center slowly came into view as it flew slowly across from horizon to horizon. Then spirals spread out and covered the whole sky as it dissipated like a ripple in water. Most insane thing I've ever seen by far. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. So like my mind goes to all kinds of different ways. I'm like, okay, maybe this is, Project Skybeam, wink, wink, but really it's blue. And
Skybeam.
Or maybe it's a portal. CERN does a lot of crazy stuff. Maybe they opened up a portal, or maybe it's some sort of, I don't know, like military, unknown type deal. I don't know, but it's weird, huh?
Yes, it's weird. And it's, before someone thinks Photoshop, this was sent, like, people in Alaska are sharing this around like crazy. So it's a bunch of people who don't know each other who have collected their own. This is just an account from one person.
Right.
So to the family that we have in Alaska, there are dozens of people that don't know each other that are corroborating the same,
Right.
So I don't know. I think it's beautiful, crazy.
Right. Really pretty. I would be freaked out if I was there, though, and I saw this. But then I also think, okay, so obviously Alaska is known for having the aurora borealis, which this obviously kind of looks like, except for in a spiral. And, so like, is this some weird reflection or some weird twist in the magnetic fields?
Ionosphere.
Right. Like, I know that there's some weird solar flare stuff happening, and we know that, well, we don't know, but they've said that, the magma core has, stopped moving or something earlier in the year. I don't know. There's all kinds of theories, at least in my brain.
Yeah. My mind first went to CERN just because I've
Yeah.
been seeing a lot of videos popping up showing things like this connected to CERN, people's theories about it. I don't know. I haven't drawn any conclusions myself, but I'm open to hearing what people think. You know what I mean?
I
I'll throw something out there for you.
Yeah.
could you imagine?
And that looks like a
Magic's
tube.
got a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
Imagine walking outside and seeing this giant, I mean, I don't even have a word for it. This huge celestial happening, like up in the sky above your house. That's wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can't even. I mean, I know some people in my area have been able to see the northern lights, but I've never been able to, even on the nights when they say, that you can. I've tried. And so if I
Right.
came out and saw that, I would definitely be questioning what was happening. But, I mean, even if I saw the northern lights on a regular basis, that doesn't look like the northern lights to me, from what I've seen. Hey to everybody coming in, by the way. Jorge, thanks for being here. I'm really curious about the video you said you posted. I'll have to check that out. Matt, Ronnie, JM, thanks for being here.
Ronnie, Anti.
Yeah, Anti, thanks for being here and for dropping links. TZ, it's good to see you.
I don't know if that's Josh or Eli, but one.
Josh, I think that's Josh usually.
Yeah, that's
right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, Josh.
It does look like a galaxy.
Okay, then that would be Josh. Yeah, I didn't see the comment. I just saw stuck in the middle. I wasn't sure which.
Yeah.
Now that
Josh,
I see the
thanks for
comment on
being
the screen,
here.
it's like, okay, that's Josh.
Josh, let me
I
know
will
if you want to come up.
I'll throw this something in for you, just food for thought. I'm not saying one way or another, but that particular thing happened before in January.
Really?
And yeah, and what it is it's, and you can look up in the science thing. This happened in January, and it was the Falcon 9 rocket that they launched. And as it hit a stage, it has to do with the fuel discharge as it's kicking some rockets off and the way that it mixed with the system. But it's apparently this was seen over Hawaii and seen over Hawaii and Florida back in January. There was a SpaceX launch. You can look up the SpaceX launch.
I do remember a crazy report with some crazy sight in the sky.
Or at least that's what they're telling you.
Yeah, and it created this weird blue spiral thing, but you could track the rocket back from that one. Now, I don't know about this one, but I just, when I looked at that image, I went, wait, I've seen that. And so then I went, and sure enough, it was back in January.
This looks like something.
Hold on 1 second. Just 1 second, Landon. Mr. Smith, thank you so much for coming over. I'm glad that you did. It's good to have you here. Blackwatch, good to see you. Thank you to everybody coming in. I really appreciate everybody here. There's some new names I'm seeing in chat too. I appreciate newcomers. Glad you found us.
Yep.
All right, continue. Sorry.
I'll explain it real quick for this, and then that way there you go. Because I was reading it again to make sure I understood it. So as the rocket is launching like this, I'll wait till the comment things goes. So as you got the little rocket, I'm right above it. Those little booster rockets that you always see shooting all the flames out. Oh, well, you didn't have to do all that. As those booster rockets are shooting off, they kick off. And as they kick, it was after separating from the first stage. The second stage uses small engine to propel itself into two. But once it fell off, it started spinning like this. And then what was spitting out of the extra fuel is what created that, as far as in the one in January.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems that they launched one today, didn't they?
I thought there was something about one that was coming up, but I don't know if it was today. When I saw that image, reminded me of the one from January.
Landon and Tiff, are you able to zoom in on that photo at all? Maybe just to the spiral part. We have some people in chat wanting to see it a little bigger.
I'm gonna try. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's
The
a little
Black
better.
Watch,
And I can
everybody.
make it full screen again too.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah, right there. There you go.
Enhance.
Yeah, I do see the spiral. I mean, that kind of makes sense to me, you know. Thank you,
See,
Mr.
so,
Smith.
like,
Thanks for
April
subbing.
17th is when SpaceX is supposed to launch.
Oh, so that's what?
2 days. Yep, from now.
So this must be a test or something. I don't know.
No, that's supposed to be the test on the 17th. But what do I know?
I think this might be. I found an article from BBC talking about what I think Rescue's talking about. Mysterious.
That looks like what the one from January
appears in Hawaii.
But this was it seemed much larger, and it went from one side of the horizon to the other, they said. But look, that one's moving too, so.
Yeah, but it's.
Yeah, because see, it's fallen. That's what got the one in January. It was fallen, and you could see it. I saw mine through the livescience.com is where, I guess, let me see. I don't know if anything was mentioned about, what was that, today? This morning?
Yeah, it was this morning that they saw.
Yeah, 1:55 a.m. today was this. This seems a lot closer, and you know, as far as relativity.
But that does look. You're right. That does.
It does look a lot like this. If it'll.
Which more phenomena. This is what Rescue's talking about.
Right. Very familiar. Sorry, guys, we got a goat on the loose.
Bah.
Love it.
No, there's no mention today.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what date it was going to launch. I just had seen that one was going to launch. But do they tell us all of them, or could it be from somewhere
that's
else?
what we were wondering too.
Because you know how Alaska seems to see things first.
Bert says, "Is CERN on?" That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's immediately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There could.
You know what I wonder though? I wonder sometimes if they're just trying to convince us that they have the power to do all these things that they don't really have. I mean, if this is biblical, this could just be, you know, signs in the skies and the heavens, like God talked about.
Right. The Bible does say that the moon and that the heavens are for signs and for seasons. So it very much is like the signs will tell you when new seasons are coming, not just like, hey, we're going into summer, hey, we're going into winter, but like also like signs of the times you're in.
That's right.
So like a lot of, like, for instance,
I like
you
that
know,
JM.
in reference to Revelations, it's like, you know, the sun will turn blood red and the sun won't show its light, you know, like where literally the sun will be used to show signs.
Stuck in the middle says, "This is concerning."
LOL.
Hey. Hey, Billy, good to see you too. Thanks for being here.
So weird.
In Sweden, Ronnie said, was the first one of these that he saw was under Obama.
Well, this is the first one I have ever seen. So when my mom sent this to me, I was like, "Is that fake?" And she was like, "I don't know, but a lot of people I know posted it around the same time, and it makes me think that it's not fake.
It's genuine, but we don't know. Honestly, that's the honest truth. Is we have very little intel as far as anything concrete.
And this little black blob on the screen, this is Captain Philip Noir.
No one can see him.
I know, because he's all black.
He has a cloaking device.
He's adorable.
If you could see him, he's adorable.
He's a 5-day-old baby pygmy goat. and we are bottle feeding him, and so he goes everywhere with us, and he's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Is he serious? Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can bring you up so we can. Oh no, wait.
It's easy to confuse him with the microphone.
Can you turn your light
Well,
on?
actually, I saw him a while ago. I thought it was the cat.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I know. That's what I was confused about. I thought it was a cat too. Now I see. Now I can see. Oh, so cute.
I try.
He's a good boy.
He's
Yeah.
a sweet baby.
Aw.
Yeah. He is a sweet baby. Oh no. Bring that down. He is sweet. But this looks like something that, let's say, the ancients would have made a symbol for. Like, this looks like a celestial event worthy of, some civilization in the wilderness would have made a symbol for this night.
Ooh, I
Doesn't
like
that look
JM's
like a
thinking
symbol?
outside the box. Yeah.
It reminds me of those
Well,
little
I mean, it looks
plastic
like a
things you
yin-yang in
used
the
to
middle.
slide down inside the gun, and you would cock it, and it would launch out and fly out. That was the little twist lock thing. It also kind of looks like the center of a 45 record that has that little insert so it can fit on the smaller looking disc.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just goofy like that, though.
Yeah.
Sorry,
like some
Rescue. You're like
scars that I had.
unfortunately placed right now for comment sharing. I'm sorry.
He is such a good little goat. He doesn't pee on us, and he doesn't even pee in his little tote. He waits. I think he would be so easy to potty train.
Yeah, he could very easily be an inside goat.
Yeah, where did you say that photo was taken?
Fairbanks, Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Cody?
Yes, Josh, they can have the goat of podcasting while you have podcat. Podcast Hey, 15th Bend, glad that you're here. Thanks for coming by.
Ronnie says there are pictures drawn by American Indians. That's right. I have seen those. That's right where you live, really, Cody? Well, it happened at 1:55 this morning. You missed a show. Okay,
If any of you guys aren't subbed, oh, sorry, Tiff. If any of you guys aren't subbed to 15th Bend or to Mr. Smith, they both are amazing musicians who have fantastic channels and really great guys. And they're actually working on a collaboration that I'm really eager to hear. It's gonna be good. But yeah, please check out their channels. Hey, David, thanks for being here.
You know who we've been really enjoying watching a lot lately is Big Chap and Ronnie Good On, and that is always a very interesting. We love watching them.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh,
they have great conversations.
I didn't know. Apparently, that happened a few years back over in Norway, and you won't believe this. I swear I'm not making this up, but the culprit, while it doesn't look as like defined with the two little pieces coming off the center, like that one does, more just has the one kicking. It was a Chinese rocket.
Oh.
Always China.
Interesting.
The culprit was a Chinese rocket that took off from the Xicheng Launch Center. And let's see, it says, what did it say? Something about the satellites on board lost it, and it started spinning out of control.
What?
Looks like that happened again.
Well, and I will say now, over Alaska, and it's kind of like you're picking some serious fights with people that play around with rockets and shit. So I don't know. There is that possibility.
Stuck in the middle. Freaking China.
Hey, Metal asked, what are they saying?
And saw that, I couldn't help but laugh.
What are they saying that it's supposed to be? What did they give an explanation?
No,
it's all just reporting from people who saw it. So there's like no reports officially that I know of, that I'm aware of.
Yeah. And then really quickly, if you guys up on panel wouldn't mind putting a comment in the chat, that way it's just easier for people to be able to grab your links and all that jazz. That would be great.
Hey, don't tell me how to live my life.
Hey, I asked.
That's the same
I
as
don't know
Kelly.
about that. We have some experts. We have some experts in the chat here. Cody, did the Northern Lights ever change patterns? And I think he said that right where, right where he is where this was. Which if you actually check out his channel, he has some amazing drone footage, and I've seen some photos he's taken also of the Northern Lights.
So somebody commented here. I don't know if you want to read the whole thing, but it seems like they have
Good to see you, cat
a
lady.
lot to say.
Ed, good to see you.
There's another one here.
Okay, Cody says that they do change patterns.
Mysterious spiral. This was a first and illuminating gyre in the sky. Let's see, sails through the aura and over Donnelly Dome near Delta Junction,
Awesome,
Alaska on April 15th, 2023 at 1:54 a.m. AKDT. What is it? After doing some online research, this phenomenon appears to be rocket engine exhaust from a SpaceX Transporter 7 mission that launched on the Falcon 9 about 3 hours earlier in California.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, Bonnie and
Points go to
Bonnie and
rescue.
Rescue.
He called it.
Yep.
Water vapor in the exhaust from the second stage engine freezes and catches high altitude sunlight, effectively glowing and creating this spiral galaxy of a display. The payload is 51 satellites and it's on its way to orbit. While still gaining altitude, I did this pass by over Alaska.
Hand broken.
Stunning. Do what?
Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Well, so then why when I look up SpaceX, look, okay, so here's the problem with my tinfoil hat is sometimes I don't like to take it off. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I buy it. How come when I look up SpaceX, it doesn't tell me, it says the launch is on the 17th. But I mean, it's I suppose, fine, I'll take it off. Fine. Going up on the shelf for a minute.
You might as well leave it on because you don't know what was actually being launched up on the rocket. So just because it might have solved this issue, there might be worse that just went up there.
They say it's 51 satellites.
I've watched way too many Avengers movies.
Doing
I'm like,
what job?
Right.
Looking at, 25 are going to be looking at China, and the other 25 are going to be looking at Russia, and there's probably going to be one more looking at something. I don't know.
Well, that's it. We all know. Sure, we believe everything that they tell us and what we read and see, and
guys, if you don't have a baby goat, you should get one. But I would advise starting off with adults.
Okay, hold on. For pointer stars, see the Big Dipper near the top end of the spiral spill out of the dipper, and the last two stars point to the north.
Well, yeah, I was looking at different pictures.
Sorry. Man, you just
wait, rescue. Are you trying to
you just took it from her?
So sorry. I didn't know you were reading. I thought you were pointing something out.
Man, just reached over and snatched it, said, no, read no more. Click.
And the last two stars point to the North Star to the right. This really is galactic. But okay, now the North Star, no, I'm wrong. It's not the North Star. It's just one of the stars. And because there's that new variant. Look, see, I go too deep. Okay. Let me just talk it out for a second. Okay, guys. All right, so there's that new variant of sickness, the what's
Arctur,
or whatever it's called. It's the same name as the star. It's the second brightest star and it's in the Big Dipper. Okay, and so now this is just happening to happen in the Big Dipper anyway. But it didn't happen in the Big Dipper. It just happened to pass through when they got that picture, I suppose. But I could attach all kinds of symbology to it.
From that angle, it was the Big Dipper.
Patricia, hey there.
I will say, so if this is sparking interest, you know that Elon's big thing with all this, his big thing with the space is to be able to bring those back. And I can't wait to see the reaction when those things start coming back to land.
Oh my gosh. No. if we can't shoot down a Chinese balloon because, it could hurt somebody, then you can't bring satellites back down, bro.
Yeah, because that's his whole thing whenever with the space program. Because I don't know why I'll say this, but I will anyway, just because. Oh well. So the whole space program was just too expensive. That's why it just slowly died off, and it became a political game. Well, Elon was all about, we get rockets up there, we need to bring them back. That makes that cost effective, and then we can do more. And so that's actually what he's developed. Them actually launching up, getting up, being able to boost off of that base, and then for that base rocket to be able to come back down and land on itself on a platform. You can look that up. There's videos. That's one of his biggest goals was to do that on the space program.
Recycled rockets, eh?
Yep. And that'll
Hey,
people
Robert,
won't that be some
John,
cool looking shit.
That's right.
Ginger, thanks for being here.
Chat
Peanut
has
gallery is cracking me up.
But then the Pentagon one. But then you've got this too. If I can do an extra show and
Sorry to
tell.
hear that, John. I'll be praying for you.
Ooh. Tiff brought bonus material.
That's right. There's two of us, you see, so we have one for each person. So then you have Pentagon official claims unexplained sightings could actually be extraterrestrial motherships. And when you have those kind of headlines along with the spiral in the sky, my mind was just all giddy all day.
Well, wasn't that like something called Project Blue Book or something to make? There was something. There was some story about that, about how we kind of created that whole thing so we could kind of keep that. Just I don't know.
And then just so happens, onlookers report unusually bright meteor over Israel, followed by loud explosion.
Ooh. Oh, but
man, I tell you, if you did kind of get into just some of the telescopic work and stuff that they've been doing astronomy wise, and there are so many meteors that smack the shit out of us, we just never know it because they burn up coming through the layers.
Yep.
I'm not saying it's not. That's why I don't know. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I was just saying cool shit as I remember them. That's all.
Hey Tracy, good to see you.
No, it's good because I'll
I will say that I have a feeling that my father's kind of a badass, so I think when the moment comes, I don't think anybody's going to have any doubt that that moment has come.
That's right.
I'm sorry to hear that, the
Cody says, I won't believe it until the government starts pushing trans fluid aliens. Then we'll know for sure.
That's right.
Hey, they might end up with one that comes out of the latest ward that they decide to release, and all of a sudden that's going to be the emissary for the ones that are out there.
Right.
They'll
probably get free Obamacare.
Yeah.
And a cell phone.
Right.
Doing selfies
probably a
in the
crack
White
pipe
House
just for good measure.
Going to take over the nuclear program.
Clean needles.
Right? Oh, we live in the upside down. I'll say it again.
Dude, I ain't shitting you, man. There is the funniest shit, at least from my perspective. I go, I've seen some pretty cool memes and stuff. And I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff, but in a dark, cynical kind of way, it's the best humor I've ever seen. There's actually an interview with Gavin Newsom. And I swear to God, when that guy gets to opening his mouth, he starts to babble this line of shit. And it's like, you do understand that you just pretty much described every single thing y'all are doing on that side, right? I mean, because it's like, they're trying to take rights away from people. They're making it unsafe everywhere. And it's like, I'm sorry, what? It's just funny. Crack me up.
We have to laugh about it because it's just, I mean, what else are you going to do? And it's, who would have thought that the apocalypse would be humorous as well as terrifying,
My God, I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way you could have come out on some ball field or some playground hangout area in junior high and told me that, by the way, when you get grown, there's going to be a time and people aren't going to remember science and they're going to forget what genders they are. It would have been like, what in Sam hell are you even talking about? It's going to happen. And here we are. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Man.
We're praying for you, John, the Oak Conclave.
Oh, how did the surgery go good?
That's how all my medical stuff got started with the DVT. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did his surgery go good? I guess I missed it. I thought it went. Last I saw when I saw him, he was fixing to be going for surgery, and then I think I saw one appearance where he came back.
He said he has
Diverticulitis.
how do you say it? Diverticulitis.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep. No nuts and no seeds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds worse than it is, or at least for me. I can adapt fairly easy. I did. That's why I did chicken noodle soup for a year and a half. They didn't know what was wrong with my colon.
He is licking your arm.
Yes.
Patricia, have you seen a movie? I think it's called Second Earth that was out not that long ago. I've heard that it has some like Planet X vibes in it. I don't know what I think about all that.
Gosh, you ought to come up. Hadn't talked to you in forever.
Deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah, deep vein thrombosis.
Link.
My blood clots caused deep vein
Roxy,
thrombosis, but then they broke loose and caused a heart attack. Well, multiple heart attacks and two pulmonary embolisms. It was pretty hardcore.
Not
pretty
good.
hardcore.
Don't rub your legs.
Don't. Yeah, I would be praying. And go to the hospital.
And try to keep your legs elevated.
That's what I did.
Yes, Cindy, I actually stopped watching it. My husband and I were watching it, and we really liked that show when it first came out, but it just got pretty dark this season, and we were both kind of like, yeah, we don't really need to put this in.
What show?
So, yep.
Oh,
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it just got too dark.
We loved that show, but now I don't know. This one, it was really weird.
Yeah, we watched a few.
That's
awesome. Thanks everyone sharing information. I appreciate that.
I was very stubborn when I had deep vein thrombosis, and I didn't go to the hospital or anything until I didn't go to a doctor or anything. I stayed away. I hadn't been to a doctor in years before that, and I had a heart attack, which that's what got me to go to the hospital the next day. I'm stubborn though.
As a mule.
At the time, I just didn't want doctors pushing the the jibby, you know.
Yeah, cool. Patricia, if you watch it, let me know what you think.
Josh, that sounds good.
So good to see so many people here together. I love it.
Yeah.
People from all different like kind of little, bubbles. It's great.
I know you'd almost think the person that had this channel was like one of those kind of people that went out and kind of united many, I mean, I don't know. Strange.
I don't know. I heard her name's Mary, actually. I'm not sure about that. Hey, Patrick, it's good to see you.
Am I allowed to put this up here?
If that was me, Josh, that's awesome. I'd love to have you up here sometime. What were you trying to put up? Oh.
Elon warns that a single world government could lead to the end of civilization.
That was funny.
Yeah, I do not trust that man at all.
No, I don't trust anyone with that much money.
I don't trust anybody that comes out in an Antichrist suit.
Well,
right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, here's the deal, though. So now let me just throw this out there for you. So it's not that you have to believe everything he says because he does have money, but sometimes you listen to kind of what's got their interest because he does have a lot of money. So if he does, like at first you never heard him say a bad word about AI. until he started watching that. When it's almost, to me, I took it like, it's like once he realized that he wasn't the only one having bright ideas, that, and then he started to see that it's like, oh, okay, this could go bad. I think that's
Right.
what he sees now,
He
is
missed it.
that he sees it where it's like, okay, this can go bad. It's not that it's worth trusting him, like that makes him a good guy. It's just that when other weirdos get concerned about some weirdos, then that means those weirdos are really, really bad.
Thank you, Dex.
You know, he also has like 10 kids because he thinks that depopulation, or like, what is it? Basically
He's a freak.
sterilization, that like there's going to be a big depopulation, and that's one of the biggest risks. So he's just doing his part to repopulate the earth. And if you kind of pay attention, a lot of big name celebrities have a lot of kids. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that they had them a lot adopt, but I don't know. In a few years back, I was kind of like, you know, it's like they're almost have like a guilty conscience, and this is their way of like giving back. Like, I'm gonna save a few of the plebes. You know, Madonna has like 6 or 7 adopted kids. Angelina Jolie, she's got a few of her own, but she's got several adopted kids. Elon Musk has, you know, several like huge families. And there's
I
many.
could kind of see him though, Tiff, because he's borderline autistic, if I remember reading right.
Yeah.
And he's a single family. His mother, he totally worships his mother.
Weird.
So if you kind of, I mean,
his family is a bunch of autocrats or technocrats, like, you know, from what I read.
Well, I could just see him because it's, you know, kind of being one of those. He wants, because he's so kid-like sometimes, dude. When you listen to him talk, it's like smart, but it's like all of a sudden it's like he's a kid that wants to run out the back room in a Superman suit kind of thing, going, "I'm here."
I think he really just really wanted to be the real life Bruce Wayne. Yeah, Cody nailed it. They have a lot of kids while telling you to kill yours, or, you know, not to have kids, or, you know, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Miss Cindy. And I mean, I'm not saying like, you know, he's a good guy. I can see where, especially with everything being tipped so far.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say it because I don't want to cause no problem, but it's like, because you remember his girlfriend.
Hey, beautiful T.
Dude, that chick was out there. That was some batshit crazy chick.
She was a self-proclaimed, like still is a self-proclaimed witch.
So is Stormy Daniels.
See, and so, I mean, and then he kind of got rid of that, and maybe he's starting to shift, and it's just, I don't know. I'm not saying he's good, but I will.
Him and her have actually 2 kids together. One of them was surrogate. And I'm not trying to be insensitive, because I know if you can't have kids, I understand why surrogacy is a route that you would want to go. But does anybody think it's weird? Like there, you know, there are some celebrities that choose to go surrogate just because they just don't want to deal with it. Pregnancy, that is.
If your Hollywood environment is to get drunk and party and do all the things, but you want to be able to have a kid, so then what you do is you get the sober person over here to surrogate the kid. Then when it gets here, you didn't really have to stop anything, because you, in the back of your mind, you knew you shouldn't be doing all this stuff while you're pregnant.
Yeah.
And then there's also the bunch of pervs that are just doing it because, well,
good luck with
people
that,
think
Patricia.
good things are going to happen because this wealthy person adopted a kid, and it's like, you know, that kid might not have the best life.
Right. Oh yeah, Madonna's gonna stop doing surgery to live a more natural life. That's laughable. I heard where she did an interview, because, you know, she's, I don't know, like somebody old, and
I think Elon Musk, Deathclaw.
And she said somebody asked her, like, how do you look so good at your age? And she's like, oh, you know, just clean living. LOL, are you kidding me, girl? Like, you have the most unclean living I've ever, I'm not even going to talk about what she does, okay? And she does not look that great. Her face is huge. And, like, she looks like an alien.
Yeah, it's awful. They're younger and younger. I'm seeing that with like celebrities. They're, I mean, really young. They're starting to get into like the Botox and all of that, and then like segue into just mutilating themselves.
Do you remember when the
I agree, Ronnie.
the adreno stuff was going around a few years ago?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I'll keep my mouth shut on that.
No,
Well, and
don't.
just think of the
Not on that.
weak-minded, and I don't want to insult intentionally anybody. I mean, but I mean, just I gotta say, in my lifetime, when I look at what was considered back then
Right,
like a
Cody?
desire or a want to go be in the movies, you know, I want to be a movie star. I want to be in pictures. And you take that and transfer to now, it's like now that ain't nothing but the weak-minded and just it's like tell me whatever you want me to do and I'll do that just to be part of your group.
Right.
And it's like, holy shit.
I if Madonna didn't come from the era she came from, I would suspect that she was actually a dude at one point. But and she, you know, it still
I think
might
it
be
goes
the
that
case.
way for a lot of celebrities that we think are females.
It looks like a lady.
I think they're
Yeah.
trying. I think that's part of the reason they've started altering everyone's appearances and making that the norm. I think they've purposely started to merge them so that, you know, men who are going under the knife are looking more more feminine, and women end up looking more masculine
Right.
if they stick with it long enough,
But that's first off,
which they do.
that's part of Ishtar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That
Whenever Ishtar's around, men become more effeminate and females become more masculine.
it's also a direct result of soy. Like soy will gives too much estrogen to men and testosterone to girls. And then, you know, we won't even talk about like I think that like the hormones and some of the foods that we've been eating, you know, we're so anxious to get these chickens and cows as big as possible, as quick as possible to make a profit. That, you know, we're kind of messing up ourselves and our kids, you know, by what we're eating.
Yep.
Sorry if I'm talking too much, y'all.
No, you're great. I'm kind of following along with chat and listening here
I
too.
totally
And
agree.
yeah, I agree also. Yeah.
Well,
So what do we do
and
about
I
it?
guess
You know, like it's just that's what we just keep coming back to, you know? We're just watching it all fall.
Yeah.
yeah,
Welcome
well,
to the downfall.
yeah.
Right? Hey Misha, thanks for being here.
But we do have personal responsibility that we could take at home. And, you know, a lot of people are like, what are you doing in your community? But I don't know how much one person, because I don't know. I'm not trying to be a doomer or like a, you know, black pill. I'm not black pilled. I'm just saying, I think that you got to focus on your life, your situation, get yourself right. I don't think, depending on how awake you are, you know, it's not like you're going to go to your town hall and wake up your whole town. You're going to get rejected.
Right.
You know, people reject
Right.
truth.
I almost sang that out loud, Rocksteady. I'm really glad I caught myself before I did, but that was hilarious. Anyway, sorry, Landon. Keep going.
No, I'm just talking.
Well, you got to get your house in order. Regardless of
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's going to happen outside, you got to have your own house in order. And you know, I will say that sometimes, and I've heard both. I've heard some, you know, like you just got to pray a lot, and then I've heard actually some channels where they talk about the people that are just, oh man, you can't just pray this away. And you know, for me, it's kind of like in the middle, I guess you could say, because faith without works is dead. So that means if you don't get up and do anything, then yeah, it's really kind of I don't know how much
Useless.
solid that faith is.
Doesn't do anything.
You got to get so you that means if
Yeah,
you're getting up
Ashley,
doing
that's what I
things,
keep
then you're
coming back
tending
to.
to your house, you're building your foundation, and you're working to make that solid. And I think as you work at that and do that, the ripple effects will be going out around you where they need to go. And at the time, you'll know when it's time to say your piece outside that foundation or that house, you could say, and you'll say your piece. But I would just encourage people to maybe fine tune that. Your yes needs to be yes, and your no needs to be no. And I think practicing that, it's easy to say, but practice that, because that's going to be, because you can't change nothing about it. I mean, I don't want to go into, like, I'm not trying to get all, I'm not thumping on nobody. So I'm just saying, but you can read that, and regardless of whichever direction you want to take that, whichever version, but just any of those, and I'll just say stories. There was no cloud puffing, there was no sugarcoating when somebody was instructed to do something. It was, here you go, and your faith is what's showing that you're willing to do that you're not taking the easy way out. So no, and this ain't even hard, to be honest. I don't see this as hard times. I think this is getting hard because people are not accustomed to this, but you can still go to the store and buy things. It's getting a little thinner and it's getting more costly, but it's actually still there. Venezuela, when they collapsed, that wasn't there anymore.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but that's the problem, Bart. What's the head? I don't think we know even what the head of the snake is. And what I see as the head of the snake is Satan. So it's like, how do you fight the devil?
Well, the snake's head off here, as far as the U.S., the administration, that's all the unelected people that are behind the scenes. That's your Merrick Garlands.
Yeah.
That's your Millies. That's your Austins.
Hey, big chap.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Dang.
We're told how to fight the devil in Luke 10:19. Sorry.
Say that again.
Luke
Go ahead,
10:19.
I said we're told how to fight the devil in Luke 10:19 and 20.
Amen.
Will you read it for us, Bonnie?
Yeah. Let me pull it up.
Hey, big chip.
I've got a couple of verses pulled up as well. If after it's
hey,
okay.
Kathy, good to see you. Yeah.
Go ahead. If you already have them pulled up, it's taken me a minute.
Oh, no worries.
I like what Magic said real fast. Magic said, small steps make long journeys happen. Keep on walking.
That's
and
right.
I think we're seeing, I think now we're starting to see the small steps that our enemy has been taking. It's all, that picture is coming pretty clear. And you're right. We just need to be making the small steps ourselves to resist. Yeah.
What's up, TT1?
And I think, Misha, that each one of us knows something specific, she said. And I was going to say, I think that each one of us will know, as Christians, those of us who are tuned into the Holy Spirit, I think we'll know what we need to do as the time comes for us to do it.
Okay, I have that down. Okay, this is Luke 19 and 20. I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. However, do not rejoice that the spirits submit to you, but rejoice that your names are written in heaven.
Love it.
That's why it's important to get your house in order, because that's when you're say endowed with that. That's when you're given that. You got to just remember that.
Same Cody, big chap.
It's not just handed to everybody. Your faith has to be strong. You have to be strong in your house in order to get that. That's why some people might feel like, well, I've called upon him and he didn't do anything. Well, I don't know how much work was put in up until that moment. Probably not much, because it's amazing how the desire and the need and panic seems to call people to reach out real quick to stuff that's been waiting for them all along. He's been waiting. But people only reach out in their dire need, and then all of a sudden they scream for things, and then they blame him when they don't get their results. So keep in mind that you've got to put in the work. And I'm not trying to be ugly to nobody, so please don't take nothing I say that way. There's got to be a truism to this. There's got to be, you have to put in the work.
I understand what you're saying, Rescue, and I feel the same way, that we have got to do our part also. We can't just sit and say that he's going to take care of it. I mean, I know that
I like
he's
that.
got a spiritual warfare going on also. So we're here, and we have our battles right here before us, and so we can't ignore them and just sit and say it'll go away. It doesn't happen like that.
Misha, I am not able to go live very often. Usually I go live every other Friday is what I'm kind of aiming for. But it's kind of random, really. But thank you for being here, and I appreciate that you are.
And when
Please sub to everybody, the links that are being dropped. Sorry, Bonnie, but everybody up on panel has a channel, and most of the people in chat have channels, and it's all a really, really great communities. So sub away, support each other, and get to know each other better.
Annie,
TT1, thanks for being here. Go ahead, Bonnie. I'm sorry.
um, when I say that prayer from the scripture I just read, Luke 10, 19, and 20, it is in Jesus' name. Jesus is the one who was saying that when he sent his apostles to go and do his works in other places. And it does have to be in Jesus' name. I had just seen a comment that said,
Well, and,
Yeah, Cindy, I've been thinking about you too, Cindy.
and I hope this doesn't sound like, because I'm not trying to. This is just, I guess you could say, this is my own testimony. So for me, what it's been is, like I say, my relationship with my Creator and with God, Yahweh, my Father, whichever. Hopefully, everybody understands what I'm saying. So for me, when I'm working on that, it's not, and I'm not, like I said, this is me. It's not the reading so much of the scriptures or trying to follow a format. It's actually when I look at my day-to-day interactions as I say good morning to her, as I walk her to the door, I'm making conscious efforts, and that's, I've talked about a change of character that I've done over the few decades when I decided to go from being shithead to trying to be a good person. I realize it's the same effort, so I don't look at like textbook. I really look at emphasizing it and practicing it in the moment. Like when I talk to you guys, I do it. Sure, sometimes I'm kind of get up in the moment and you hear me drop some F bombs and I talk just like it. And it's not that I'm saying that's bad, but the person I was before, that was the construction worker. So that was the person that I didn't take into account who might be listening or who might hear and how that might take. Was there a kid around? I didn't hear it. I didn't never take any of that into account. Not that I was doing stuff intentionally. I just never put forth that extra thought to go, oh, okay, yeah, wait, there is a kid right over there. So, okay, I'm not going to say that MFer. I'm just going to say, man, that goofy guy. Well, by doing that conscious daily day interaction effort, that's where I feel like I put in my work. That's where I'm showing by servitude. I'm making a conscious effort because I also do believe that there's a lot of
Hey, Algo, thanks for being
Joel
here.
Olsteins that think that God falls for all this little smoke and mirror stuff, and to me, it just doesn't. So it's going to be that heartfelt decision. So whenever somebody makes me, I get upset here, and I want to kind of go off, and then I go, I think I ought to just take a break. See, that's me working through that problem, and that's me putting in the work. That's for me. That's what that. Sorry for the long story, but anyway, that's what I mean. If that made sense.
no, you're putting it into action, and you're absolutely right. Well said, Rescue.
Yeah.
My new detail. Good to see you.
Oh, hey, I'm not there yet. I'm coming.
No, I'm sorry. I
Hey,
just
my
saw
new
him pop
detail.
up.
Spoiler alert, Landon. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just trying to catch up in chat. A lot of great conversation. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Hoot, thanks for being here. And Algo, really appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah.
Algorithm has a channel that has a great community too. You guys need to check him out. Well, yeah, what is nefarious, Cody? I don't know what that is. Thank you, Anti, for all of the links that you're dropping. I really appreciate it.
I mean, the word nefarious is just that's your crooks, your evildoers, your connivers.
Great to hear this, Cindy. Been praying for you.
Someone with ill intentions. Isn't that nefarious?
Yes.
Nefarious acts.
Malicious.
Yes.
Yeah, Magic. I remember thinking a couple years ago that the world was like ending instantly, like it was all kind of new to me, and I got pretty anxious for a while there.
It's ending
now,
slowly.
Right? It's all now I know it's happening in slow motion, which is, interesting, but
well, God is
we,
long
we have a lot to be
suffering.
grateful for.
He's a huge proponent for free will, and he's letting everyone use their free will, and he's long suffering. So he's been,
Yeah. Well, I think with what they're trying to push on us now, it is even more important to build your family unit and your community right around you. Get to know people more and think of other ways to even produce or purchase or those things.
Ashley, Kelly's move went good. The last time I talked to her, she had been there about a week. And she had just gotten her permit, her residency permit, and her husband was opening up the bank account and everything. But as far as I know, and her kid was starting back up at homeschooling. So as far as I know, it's going good. She just commented on one of our videos because of the time schedule and stuff. She wasn't able to get on live, but seems like she's doing well.
So real quick, to rewind back to what we were talking about earlier, like if you were to go to your town hall, you know what I mean? Like you're not going to wake anyone up. They would reject you essentially. And well, when I was talking about that, rescue reminded me of a verse. And it's in John 15:19, the hatred of the world. If the world hates you, understand that it hated me first. If you were of the world, it would love you as its own. Instead, the world hates you because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, which is also kind of cool of a reference to the movie The Chosen, because I mean, you could look at that in many different ways, how the Hebrews at the time were God's chosen people, but Jesus came and said that you are chosen. You know what I mean? So some folks don't fit in, never fit in, just weren't able to make some folks are just, I don't know how to explain it, from my own personal, I guess my testimony. My parents never lived in the same place for longer than 5 years, always on the move, all across, lived everywhere. So wasn't ever able to really make any, roots, and
glad you were here, Bart. Thanks for coming.
That
good
just
to see you, Tima.
Spoke to me. And then this also came to mind, to do not love the world. So that's like the other end of the spectrum here. Also in John, 1 John. I can hush.
No, you're good. I'm just talking over you to shout out people.
I'm sorry.
Trying to balance it out. Keep going, Landon. I'm sorry to interrupt over you.
Oh, no. 1 John 2:15, do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh, the desires of the eyes, and the pride of life is not from the Father, but from the world. That would be your folks that are, running things, it doesn't matter the scale, in my opinion. I mean, I've had opportunities to meet folks on the city council, or, blah, 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 the mayor or whatever. And they're, philanthropists. They do good on the outside, but if you really get to know them and their families, and you know what I mean, they're I don't know how to explain it, they're not all bad. I'm not judging everybody. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, what's that verse you just had? You just had a good verse specifically about don't judge.
Hang on.
Ghetto, good
Corinthians.
to see you. Thank you, Tony, for being here. Clay, thank you for being here. And Anti, thank you for dropping his link. If you're not subbed, please check out Clay's Conspiracy Music's channel. Great channel, great community.
Got some game.
1 Corinthians 4:5. Therefore, do not go on passing judgment before the time, but wait until the Lord comes, who will both bring to light the things hidden in the darkness and disclose the motives of men's hearts. And then each man's praise will come to him from God.
Yep. I try not to judge anybody. I do, however, hold people accountable.
And use discernment.
Yeah.
I like what Chuck said here. I don't dwell on how people talk. I look at how people treat others that can do nothing for them.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mr. Bill, thanks for being here.
I actually had somebody pick up on my little banner today and was like, I sure do like that banner I run at the bottom of my stream. And that's, because it's the false thing. You can say, whatever you want. It's in how you carry yourself. And that's your testimony. You're the body is your temple, and your character is your representation of that temple. So the words is just stuff that comes out of your mouth. If it's not followed up with the actual actions, then it's just idle words.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Algo,
what's up, Billy?
This is a great community, and as is yours. So I was really excited to meet some people from yours and see some people here coming over. And I hope that we can keep merging some people together, because I'm all about connecting great people. People asking the tough questions.
Rescue, you reminded me of a verse in Luke. And it's about how we hold treasures in our heart, and you can either build up good treasure or bad treasure in your heart. And so Luke 6:45, the good man brings good things out of the good treasure of his heart, and the evil man brings evil things out of the evil treasure of his heart. For out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. Like you were just saying, the words don't, but you can listen to someone speak and you can hear their character. You can hear what's coming out of their heart. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's
Yep.
the overflow of out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. You can really, if you listen, you can get to know someone.
Yep. You listen to somebody, and then all you got to do is listen and then watch, and it'll tell you. And you don't go in with an objective. There's no certain viewpoint. It's just listen and then watch, and then most of the time it stands out. You
Yep.
just Chuck, I keep my guardian angel out of meds.
I think I might
Hey,
believe
Misty,
that.
good to see you. Thanks for being here, Misty.
Hi, Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Indy, I don't know if you saw, or you probably saw, but a minute detail was wanting to come up.
Oh, yeah. Let me send you the link. Thank you. I didn't see that. I'll send it to you on Discord, DS.
There you go.
But give me a minute to
TP1
get to
Tennessee
it.
Tactical. We will be measured by our deeds of kindness, integrity, and character. Yep.
Oh yeah,
Well, see,
I
and it's
love
like that word.
Peter Gabriel.
Like that word integrity. People they'll say it, but break
don't know
that
what it
word
means.
down. That's doing the right thing when
no one's
nobody
looking.
else is even aware. And that doesn't mean you run out and get on the front page. That doesn't mean you go out and say it all. You just do it. And why that's important is because that takes, you have to intentionally do that. You have to want to do that, to say that, okay, I'm going to go do this, and then I'm not going to say a word. I just want to try to help somebody. And to do that, and especially if you're going to do it when you got to face opposing sides, then you don't want to go, you don't stand up for something and then go pat yourself on the back. Matter of fact, I actually made a comment to somebody that's not far from me around here when he got to bragging about how much he's done this, that. And I said, you know what? As soon as I get my check, I'll try to buy you a case of Ace bandages, because at the rate you're going patting yourself on the back, you're going to throw that damn shoulder up. And it's because you can just hear them and see, and that's.
Hey, Billy.
Yeah,
good
we
to
know
see
a
you.
few folks like that.
That's it. You do the right thing when nobody's looking. I used to have a firm belief, and that was one of my things with firefighting, because I always really believed that that was like true to that job, that core. Because, man, if I put on a set of bunker, you don't know me from Adam. I'm just a little yellow honeybee that's going to be running around. And but it's the one, man. Now it's just what a change, because now it's like, oh no, come up out of that, taking that helmet off. I'm getting that skin off. I'm going to shed that tank, and then I want to be here and sit out here on the front lawn with that water ball and just like, oh yeah. It's like, man, which I ain't shit talking nobody. I just shared a thought.
No, sometimes I do. I mean, I don't mean to, but if
What?
I'm being honest, sometimes I crap talk people. I don't mean to. But
Do I?
No, I do.
Oh, I've
What'd you do?
recently.
Rescue. Did you see Billy in the chat? Billy, truth be
Hey,
told.
Billy,
Well, like Rescue was
what's up,
saying
man?
earlier.
Blue Unicorn shared Matthew 6, 1 through 24. I was going to read that if y'all don't mind.
You go ahead.
It's red letters, so
Yeah, go for it.
King of Kings.
Take heed that you do not, take heed that you do not do your charitable deeds before men to be seen by them. Otherwise, you have no reward from your Father in heaven. Therefore, when you do a charitable deed, do not sound a trumpet before you as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory from men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward.
You get your reward right there.
But when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your charitable deed may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will himself reward you openly.
I would prefer God's reward to, getting the pat on the back.
And when you pray, you shall not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the corners of the streets, that they may be seen by men. Assuredly, I say to you that they have their reward. But you, when you pray, go into your room, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. And when you pray, do not use vain repetitions as the heathens do, for they think that they will be heard for their many words. Therefore, do not be like them, for your Father knows the things that you have need of before you ask him.
Amen.
In this manner, therefore, pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. I know I always say trespassers too. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Moreover, when you do fast, do not be like the hypocrites with a sad countenance.
So countenance is like, if you don't know, because I just learned recently, me and my son both learned recently, it's your face.
How you look.
How you hold your face. So if you're like, I'm fasting. If you fast like, hey, it sucks. Like,
for they disfigure their faces that they may appear to men to be fasting. Assuredly, I say to you, they have the reward. But you, when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, so that you do not appear to men to be fasting, but to your Father who is in the secret place. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. Do not lay up yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also.
Wow.
There's two more, so sorry. I'm not sorry. It's actually great.
No, this is great. Yeah, this is great.
The lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in you is darkness, how great is that darkness? No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and Mammon.
Mm-hmm.
And
Roll
we
with it,
didn't
Blue.
have you quoting it. Something else must have just encouraged you
Right?
to type that in yourself. So I'm just saying.
Okay, and I'm going to read this last one because it's do not worry. Therefore, I say to you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor
Isn't it
about
more
yeah.
that's right,
This is the
nor
good
about
stuff
your
right here.
body, what you will put on. Is not life more than food and the body more than clothing? Look at the birds of the air, for they neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they?
Mm.
Which of you by worrying can add 1 cubit to his stature? So why do you worry about clothing? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin, and yet I say to you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Now if God so clothed the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, will he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith?
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that was great.
Yeah, this is great.
Unicorn.
This chat, you guys, is on fire too. I love it. I feel like the Holy Spirit's moving. It's seeing it more and more. Hoot, good to see you. Thank you for coming by. Have a good night.
Actually.
Billy, you're one of the
later,
cool
Hoot.
kids too. Good to see you, Tara. Stuart, thanks for being here. Sorry to hear that, Tracy. Yeah. Blaine, good to see you.
So Ashley was telling me a little bit about some of the conversation earlier regarding what can be done with the way stuff is moving. And I wanted to come up real quick and touch base. We went to a of it was.
Can you guys hear him okay?
It's cutting in and out.
That figures. How about now?
I can hear you.
That's good right now.
Okay, so yeah, last night we went to a kind of a town hall community building event at our church that they put on. The topic of it was about the things that can be done to try to steer our country back the right direction. And the speaker for the town hall last night was pretty interesting. He was coming from a standpoint of someone who had done the campaigning for some political campaigns. And he was part of the Young Republicans group for our local area. But what he was talking about is that a lot of what needs to happen is people need to familiarize themselves with, first and foremost, the Constitution, because aside from the Bill of Rights, it also establishes what the roles and limitations of the different branches of government are. And, familiarize yourself with that, learn who your local, school board members are, who's in charge of the school district, who's in charge of your city, your public works, your mayor. Learn who these people are, learn what they stand for, get involved, build community that way, and that way you can help facilitate change the right direction. And a lot of people focus on the top level of government, like the president or Congress, but really what people forget is that the power of the government or the power in the U.S. belongs to we the people.
That's right.
And they had
and that we're a constitutional republic, not a democracy.
That's right.
Correct.
And it starts right outside your front door.
Yep. Now there was a individual, one of the founding fathers that is not very well known, that this individual brought up, who was kind of the founder of the modern education system. And the way that he was trying to set everything up was with a focus on God, then country, then family. I'll have to get back to you with the name in a little bit, but the reason that he was, as it was explained to us, the reason why he focused on God, then country, then family, is because, you know, first and foremost, we're supposed to love God. You know, he's supposed to be the top. Then they called for country over family, because if you focus on family and ignore country, country can be turned against your family. So, you know, kind of important to, you know, hold value, respect, and love for your country, you know, under God. Now, the big thing, and this is something that I've stressed as well, is people need to not feel defeated. You know, remember that lies can be, you know, anything that is said can be a lie. So if it's like, oh, well, they're just going to cheat, or, you know, whatever discouraging thing is said, so what? Be active, you know, encourage other people to be active, have conversations, vote. One of their things that they were focusing on was the primaries, because a lot of people focus on the main election, you know, like 2020, 2024, and they miss the fact that in the primary, you actually get to vote for who is representing whatever party you're voting with. And, you know, the big thing is, you know, again, encourage people to get active and be part of the community. You know, go do things like, say, a cleanup project where you're going to go clean up a local river or something, or cleaning up parks.
Trying to get some light on here.
What?
Hey,
No
V,
way.
good to see you.
That's V.
My sister. Good to see
What's
you.
up, girl?
Hey, excuse me. I was trying to. The neighbor has the porch light on. I just
Yeah,
gotten home. Yeah. Is it breaking up?
Nope.
You're good.
Okay. Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh, my name messed up. I was trying to type it out and specified that I ran out. Something. I'm unspecified. That's me. You can't see.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't derail everything from wherever it was at when I joined in.
Absolutely
No.
not, bro.
I agree with you. And I kind of probably from the older perspective, grab at it at a different angle, because it's like, you know, nationalism, patriotism, and I don't know, like, and I gripe about that several times. I grew up and you weren't taught things you couldn't do. You were taught that you could do anything you put your mind to. That was the message. So everything with their country was great. Here, I'll bust some bubbles. Let me get my little needles. We went to the moon, and that was some really cool shit to watch go down. You know, my family, my mother worked actually part of that illusional shit that happened. But, you know, just had to poke my sarcastic fun at some. But, you know, but growing up, man, it's like jobs. You didn't hear anybody talk about, oh man, I got a summer job. God, they made me find something to do. Instead, you went to actually school bragging, talking about, hell yeah, I got me a job this summer. Because it's like you saw working was good, putting your hands on doing quality stuff. America was was, we kicked some ass over there in World War II, and Vietnam was a hiccup. With my family, it was a service family, so we didn't have none of that bullshit talk. It was still proud of the men that went over there and did what was asked of them. So that was just how I grew
if
up.
I'm not mistaken, my dad told me that back in his day, it was so much different. Like, the relationship between girls and boys at school was totally different. Boys and boys at school was totally different. If you wanted a job, there wasn't any of this schedule an interview, get an application, fill out all that crap. My dad said that you met the owner or the manager. If they liked you, they kind of talked to you for a second, shook your head. I mean, you get the job on the
handshake.
You were actually just fixing to say it, Landon. See, because that actually, everybody nowadays takes that as some just movie catchphrase or some shit. But there was actually, that was truism. Your word was your bond, and that handshake was a deal.
That's right.
So
That's right.
You talked to somebody about a job and you said, yes, sir, I'll do that. And you stuck your hand out. That was meant you're going to show up in the morning and be there at the time you said you were going to be there.
My mom said similar things. She would say that, basically we went from a victor to a victim mentality where, used to when she was growing up, you wanted to look to the nines. You wanted the nice clothes. You wanted to look nice and sharp.
My papa worked his garden in a button down. I mean, he was always,
you did not go to school with holes in your clothes. You did, you wanted to look nice or else you were going to get made fun of. And then somewhere in the 90s or early 2000s, it switched to, it went from who's got it best to who has it worst. And now kids are literally competing for sympathy, for pity, like who has it worse. So they will create situations that end up bad for them just so that they can win the I've got it worse challenge. You know what I'm saying? We buy clothes that already we pay 5 times as much for a pair of jeans that already have holes ripped in them. Let me tell you, I pay money for my daughter's jeans and she will have holes ripped in them. We could start a business, I think. So I'm just saying,
that cracked me up when I first saw those come out. It was like, holy crap, okay. Those were heavy.
The first time I put on a pair of low-rise jeans, I was like, uh-oh, something's wrong. They don't go up far enough. I seem to hit the
I still say that.
I will say,
I say that.
And it's like what he was talking about, Detail was talking about. We had that conversation yesterday, I think, when we were sitting around talking, because watching some of like the school boards, the grassroots army, I didn't know that dude had been somebody that ran for an elected position. I just found that out. I just watched the dude because he gets those clips from the school board meetings. And I kind of like just watching the real shit happen, not reported stuff. So, but that just actually shows the importance right there. You literally have parents of children that go in there and read from the very books that are in that library. And they're being contested. And if you just take away we're just going to group it with the ugliness in the books. You don't even have to get into detail. It's just ugliness and it doesn't belong in front of children. And so just the fact that parents, and this is going to sound ugly, sorry, I don't mean it, but it's just facts are facts, but they were behind their game and they're just now catching up and realizing what was available to their children. But now they go and literally read from this book to these people sitting right up there, and they get targeted for doing that. See, and that's why you hear people talk about, the FBI going at it. Well, that's why people like Jordan and them tried to bring light to that, because these are parents that are now have a child that brings home a book and they show it to them and they go, oh my God, no way. And then they go read this to these people. And matter of fact, there was a dude, that was awesome, because he literally even called him out afterwards going, see, look, you got spines going up your chill. You're disgusted by me sitting here reading this, and this is available for children, and you can't even stand to hear it.
Right. That's right.
If more people don't go to that level, here's a classic example, whether you like him, you love him, I don't care, it don't make a shit. That whole former president just got indicted, not because of a legal standard, but because of a DA So that is a elected DA that was, of course, funded by everybody's favorite person, but
Right.
that's an elected position. And how did that person get placed into there? So that's what's going to happen across these other little areas, across these DAs, these judges, this little commissioner, this tax auditor, and all of a sudden they can start to squeeze all those little screws in the rural areas and the smaller areas. That's why people need to pay attention to what's happening right in your county, in your district. You know, who's supposedly your voice in that area? You know, and you can look at the system and go, oh, well, it's already shot. And all I can say is, man, we're on a ball of dirt. So unless you got some magical way to call one of them little dudes to come down here and beam your happy ass up, you're in here for the ride. So if this is the game that's at play, and these are the boundaries in it, is this political thing of a Democrat and Republican, and these are the parties, then you know what you do? You pick some dude that's running under at least this party that is still half-ass leans towards 3 documents that mean a lot of shit to us. So then you start finding that are more driving towards that Constitution, that Bill of Rights, and that Declaration. And you start weeding through that group. But if you just throw in the towel, you know, I'm not one to just kind of be blunt and ugly, but you know what? Then sit down and shut the fuck up. I apologize my French, but because then you're throwing in the towel. You got no say. You got no skin in the game. That's my take on that. Sorry if I just pissed people off. Wasn't trying to do that on Indy's stream, but you got to either put up or shut up.
You're great, Rescue.
We're right here. We're on this ball of dirt, buddy, and it's happening. So you might not like it.
That's right.
So just run out there and throw yourself at their mercy, or stand up and get ready to throw dukes, buddy, because the shit's hitting the fan.
Right. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, didn't mean to take that the wrong way, Andy. My bad.
No, you're good.
No, you didn't.
Well, at the end of the day, really, the accountability for what happens falls on everyone, not just the people who do it, but the people who let it happen.
Yeah, it's a pendulum. I'd just like to throw out there, with all that being said,
Right, Sarah?
asymmetrical. You know, there's a lot of things that we can't even really talk about because there's honestly not enough information on it for folks like us to even know about. It's all theoretical, like, you know, China, Soros, you know, whoever, right? The left thinks it's Russia getting involved with elections. I personally think that, you know, other folks could get involved, like, you know, and not even with elections, but with the demoralization of a country, which, you know, I think China was what they're up to with not just TikTok, but there ain't no telling what all they're getting involved with. Indy had a video earlier that reminded me of all that. With all the buses.
Can I jump in real quick? Because I hear that name and I just can't help myself. So I apologize. Okay. So here it comes, and I'm sorry, but so this George Soros shit. Okay, so yeah, that little prick is like one evil little bastard. Okay, but we need to really put this in perspective, and the more people will put the reality of this in perspective.
He's not the only one. I'm just using him as an example.
Who is backing the money. What you do is you look into all these little groups that dude likes to throw this money at, because that's all these people that nobody really notices and pays attention that goes into these areas and starts dumping money. That's how people like that brag dude get elected, because they got these little groups that go in and start dumping that money into that. Sure, I'm not knocking the name. I get where everybody means when they say that, but just some of these are highlighted names that have a whole hierarchy underneath them, and that's what we need to start paying attention to. Right. And I bring this up. It's like those hearings. You can talk about like old Feinstein or Schumer, but if you watch them, 3/4 of the time, these stupid ass people don't even know what the hell they're fixing to really say, because you can watch it in their eyes and watch it during the talk. There'll be something said from somebody, and then some little dipshit comes from behind there after about 2 minutes with a piece of paper and goes, and then when you watch them spit their spill that they supposedly believe in so righteously, they're steadily reading that shit off that paper. So they didn't think of shit. It's them little people that get to hide behind them. And most of them, even nowadays, still sit there with their little diaper shit, covering up that shithole starting stuff.
And a lot of folks that, you know, would publicly sit on separate sides of an aisle actually in secret, they're best buddies, and they're members of the same orders and societies and secret societies and groups.
Right. Well, and I know this is not always a popular opinion, but I think that includes Trump. I think that they are all in it together. Yep. Hey, Wingnut, good to see you.
No way, no.
Look, the only reason I'm going to give Trump a pass, or a little bit of a pass, he isn't.
Yes, okay.
Look, he's not a politician.
But
he's not a politician.
No.
Not a politician. That's it.
Nope. He's an egotistical asshole. See, I personally can see where this is all kind of coming from him, because he's egotistical, and he's a successful dude, whether you like it or not. He was successful, and he doesn't like to admit defeat, and so he doesn't acknowledge things. So he has a bad habit. If I could talk to him for 5 minutes, I would say, "Look, dude, you just need to suck it up, Buttercup. You need to walk out there and go, that was a stupid decision. I listened to the wrong person. I signed the wrong thing there, and that came out totally wrong." Instead, it's not happening. But his little warp speed, dude, he doesn't do that over the actual thing itself. His thing is on a business thing, and he doesn't want to admit failure. So for him, he got something done faster than it ever been done before. So he doesn't want to take his little win away.
On an outer view was more for so much of the left was making you out to be a murderer if you weren't for the face covering. It was about optics. He was like, "Oh, y'all want this? Well, I'm about to give it to you faster than anybody could ever, So it was really more about how it looks, and that's the thing. It doesn't matter if it's the president, the mayor, the town hall, city council. A lot of these folks are liars, vipers, and they're toxic, man, in their heart. It's all about what they look like. It's all about portraying.
Good to see you.
Dude, that's no different than that was a car salesman, Landon, back in the 70s and 80s. Politicians were the equivalent to a car salesman, because there were new models coming out. So you were
God bless
based off of what was your sales average. How much hustle can you get? How much can you talk? Well, the politicians do the same shit. And by now there's generations deep that have been raised into it. So that's almost like what used to be the doctor field.
Yeah, something that was kind of weird to me with after 2020, you had two different public figures that were kind of worshipped. One of them was worshipped almost like a deity, was Fauci, and the other one is Trump. And the fact that people worship Trump to the extent that they do concerns me, especially when
me too.
Well, what does that define? I guess I will ask. Just can you define what worship? Because see, I get accused of being a Trump fan because I don't think he's an evil, bad politician like everybody else. I personally think he got slapped upside the head. He thought he was ready. That's why he said it 30 years ago. He wished somebody would have fixed that shit, and then he finally did it. I remember when he was running, how everybody laughed and thought it was a joke all across the board. What? He can't be serious. And then all of a sudden he picked up pace, and then it shifted into wait a minute, what? And then all of a sudden he was a Russian plant. So it went from a joke to all of a sudden he's a Russian thing. Here comes all this, and they have spent 6 years attacking that dude.
Yeah, so the part that
I'm not a Trump fan, like thinking this guy's going to solve anything. I think that if he went in there now, he would go in there with a different attitude.
You're not wrong if you do
it for what it is.
Because I'm a true definition libertarian. Because I'm not playing team politics. My political colors are camo. I'm an
American, dude. That's all I know when it comes to politics.
Yeah,
I'm an American.
I'm not. I'm actually, at the end of the day, I'm a child of God. At the end of the day, I don't involve myself. I'm trying to just focus on what He wants, rather than any of this other stuff. That's the honest, bare truth of it. But the whole worship thing, I looked up the definition. There's many definitions for it, but well,
in reference to Trump, like whenever you said that, or like when Details said that,
they want to crack a beer, they want to go to work, which is nothing wrong with that, man. You want to send your kids to a good school that you can trust. The days that we had that are fleeting. where we had that for an entire generation so that folks could think they could grow up and do the same thing, right? And that's changed. They've been infiltrated by someone is you know, and it's just so happened to be weird that there's all these people on the same team that are trying to tell kids that their parents are wrong, and they're trying to, I mean, there's a huge indoctrination effort going on for the minds, the hearts and minds of the kids at school. And the whole thing with the leaders is the people that are they just want to go to work, they just want to, you know, get off, watch the game, watch the race, drink a beer. They, you know, they do their thing, so you can't mess with them, and they want somebody to vote for to handle it for them. You know what I mean? And that's where, you know, a lot of this devotion comes from, which falls under worship, you know.
But
equally as I guess, and I've had this talk with somebody before, because like for me, I like Trump. I voted for Trump. It's actually the first time I ever voted in my life was to vote for him. And but then I'll say it again, what got me was when he stood up there, and when the way he talked was not like any other time before in my lifetime. So what he said was, you know, about giving it back to the people, that these people, and he acknowledged that and basically was calling them out, going, you know, they have been taking shit from you and we're giving it back. And to acknowledge that standing right out there on that lawn, that just, and it was America, dude. I finally saw the red, white, and blue. Oh, my country, so the USA. Okay, because see, for me, that sparked for me. Okay, you're going to bring my country back. This means something to me. And that's what got my attention. It wasn't even policy ads. I've laughed before because, dude, I grew up with simple politics. Democrats want more government and Republicans want smaller government. And it was like, there goes, okay, politics. I was a convicted felon, so I never voted.
Republicans have been infiltrated by statists that are more like, you know, you guys know these statists folks. They just want regulation, legislation. They want rules. You know, they want to feel safe. They, you know.
If politics could have, instead of wearing suits, if politics could be like NASCAR drivers and just wear their sponsorships, we could get a lot further.
That's right.
I love that idea. But, if only.
A minute detail was saying that what concerns him, and then I'll shut up after this and you can get back to your point, Dragon Slayer. That what concerns him is how much people worship Trump. And I hear that, but then also it also concerns me. The other end of that is how much people hate Trump. Like there are people out there that they will go out of their way to make an issue that really had nothing to do with Trump somehow Trump's fault.
That should show you their character.
They will sabotage the situation to blame it on him. You know, like they are just so anti-Trump. It's ridiculous.
They definitely hate.
That's one statement I've always heard about Trump is I don't know if Trump should run again because, man, he brings so much controversy. And it was like, okay, wait a minute, break down how that went again. So he went out and instigated how much shit? So he didn't generate it. It was when people are mentally unstable, then they'll react to this propaganda that they're being fed. And that's what you saw. He didn't instigate shit, not in my opinion. I mean, yeah, his tweets, but who gives a shit, dude? That he didn't really say anything in a tweet that nobody sitting on a couch drinking a beer didn't say at supper when they saw some stupid shit happen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you know, it was almost comical that they raided, you know, him and were looking, oh, didn't he get accused of having all these documents? And then, oh, look who actually had documents.
Not once, not twice, not three times, you know, locked up safe with his Corvette, you know.
Right.
Oh, right. Hey, man, the Corvette,
you just had a very married people moment.
I know.
You can interrupt us.
I mean, my God, the dude wasn't even in the position to even have those documents at the time, and nobody wants to question the fact that this guy went and established Penn Biden Center, and it was funded by Chinese donations. Nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. They've had those documents for years.
I know. Oh, go ahead. Okay, I said I was going to shut up now.
No worries. So what I was talking about with the kind of the worshiping of, and it's not just him. You get the same thing for, you know, like Obama had a similar kind of following. But you have the people who it's like, it doesn't matter what he does, they will support him. And mind you, I'm not against him. I am very leery of anyone in a political position. With him, for example, I've had plenty of conversations kind of defending him for things that I saw where, there was a blatant lie, like, the Very Fine People speech, because I watched that speech live, and then I watched the media turn around and cut pieces out of it, and people be like, oh, he said this. I'm like, no, actually, he said this, and here's the transcript of it, so you're welcome.
Right. But I almost wonder if that's by design, because the other side of, no matter what he does, people will support him, is no matter what somebody else does, people will, so no matter what Biden does, people will support him just to avoid Trump. And I'm not pro-Trump. I'm just saying that, like, there's no, like, bell. I don't remember the bell. Dang it, where it's like the middle is the majority. Yeah. Now the middle is not the majority of people. Now it's like on either side is
the curve.
The bell curve.
Well, so now, is it, or is that just the way that they paint the picture?
Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't like to now I don't like to talk to folks. So
because my thing is I know that we're in a bad place. I just don't put everything on him. Like right now, you could literally say that everything we're experiencing is on Biden's thing. And the reason why I could say that, I would feel factual, because if you go back to day one when he was sworn in, he sat at that desk with a stack of executive orders higher than he was and went right down that list, taking down every single thing that had been done that helped this country. So that action says, okay, that's intentional bad. So then you go, okay, so then what would you're going to do? Well, okay, this is a presidential position. So, and it obviously looks like it's going to be, he's going to want to do it. If it's either not, there is no Democrat that would be worth voting for at this point. That's obvious. So then you go, okay, well, on a Republican side, from my take, I just would rather have him that might have made a couple of screw ups that he might even rectify now that he sees the light and sees things in a different perspective. Now he'll do it in his own little backdoor way so he can be glorious and tell that over and over, but that's cool. Or you go to somebody, and this one I gotta say cracks me up. You go to DeSantis because he did good with Florida, and you go, yeah, put him in there. So now you put a new face into the Viper's den that has to learn the game, just like Trump did, only Trump went in there with a shitload of money and his own power lobbyist. He was untouchable. And then now you've left Florida open to whoever. So you didn't gain ground. But if you keep Florida and send this dude who might have some payback, because he might want a little retribution. He's not going to tell you that, because then that would mean he got played, and he won't own up to being played. That dude's too egotistical. But that don't mean he don't love my country. So that's why I can back him.
And I heard that DeSantis is Soros back, so then that doesn't necessarily say anything about DeSantis.
But we don't know that, no one knows.
I've heard that.
Guardsman said, who's the lesser of two evils now? And see, that's my thing. Like, I feel like, and I know somebody else earlier had said, like, if you're not going to vote, shut up. And I get that. But on the other hand, it's like, I think that the people that are choosing not to vote are just no longer believe in the voting system. So, like, who's the lesser of two evils? I don't know that there is one now. Like, I think that they're both a means to the same end, which is the end that's in the Bible.
See, well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely got a biblical end, but you got to have because I don't know. I know my life 4 or 5 years ago, even being at this, was better off because the cost of everything was down. So there is an obvious lesser of two evils.
Oh, absolutely. Trump is without a doubt better at running the country. However, the left, the people that hate him, will go to such great extents
to destabilize and destroy,
to not let him succeed, that they would bring about chaos and destruction just for the sake of So
what if that's supposed to happen?
Well, exactly. So then it's still and I don't know. You saying
No, I get what you're saying, and I don't mean to sound like I'm contradicting anything. I just
no, you don't.
You know, because if
That's right,
that's why I
Eli.
said if this is the system, if it's kind of like you show up to the football game, you look at the team, you look at the refs, and you go, man, this shit is so rigged. I can see this right now. But if you're inside that stadium and you're on that field, you better strap on some pads and put the uniform. Otherwise, you're just going to get run over standing there going, but this, so you might as well go ahead and pick a roll and get on the side and, roll with it because it's going to happen and it's better getting rolled over. At least you get a little safety
my family and my friends.
When we're talking about all these different potential
Autumn,
presidents,
good to see
we're
you.
still
Thanks for being here.
looking at them
Right,
from
Mitt?
too high of a position.
Clay, are you back there? I know you were.
Yeah, he's here.
Ooh,
I am here.
anarchy. That is an excellent
Been away for a
statement.
second.
Anarchy Television said voting lesser of two evils still means evil wins.
That's right.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
Well,
No.
You. That's
One thing to remember, a lot of the issues that we're going to be facing now and coming up still got spurred on through 2020 and the printing of however many trillions of dollars.
right.
Dude, I'm going to tell you now, I'd rather have a business dude who became a freaking billionaire for the shit that we're fixing to face economy-wise.
100%.
I'd rather have him in there. And it's a matter of fact, and he's even come out and said it. It's like trying to get this shit right, get it back, write it up.
I agree, Ghetto.
I mean, yeah. And here, I'm going to throw this out, and please don't take this wrong. So I would like to see, since I said that, y'all won't, but I'm sure a replay somebody might. But what if every time you hear, oh, it's the same thing, they're the same, what's the point? What if that's actually part of that same group that gets out there and does all the other chanting, but they know that they can't come scream at your face what a piece of crap Orange Man is. Instead, they can just kind of come in and subtly kind of go, I don't know, man. Remember the bump stock? Nobody ever reminds you about the medicine that was fixing to be brought down in price. Nobody reminds you about the gas price, or how he put the tariffs and was actually fixing to make countries that haven't been paying their weight at all as they sold their shit here. That dude was fixing to hold them accountable. So you wonder, is those little whisperers, is that intentional? Is that to keep that division going? Because that dude does know what to look for now.
I agree, Billy.
Turn him loose in the yard. He knows where the bones are hidden now.
That's right.
So to your point about Soros backing DeSantis, I remember seeing the claim about that, and then I saw a breakdown further of what he said, and basically what it was, he wasn't endorsing DeSantis. He was saying that what he wants to see happen is for DeSantis and Trump to go at it and split the Republican base, which would give a landslide to the Democrats.
Right.
Yep.
Any division.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
any division is bad.
Yep. I did hear too that somebody speculated that Trump might go as the independent.
Right.
And like
no.
And if that happened, how much would that split the vote?
Right.
Another
right.
split.
It would be bad.
And you've got to look at the RNC. Why would they keep pushing when it's obvious that Joe Blow American citizen would back Trump? Why don't you just go ahead and back that? Instead, they still try to talk about how, that's why I say you got to start wondering about some of that talk when you go, oh no, he's not good for the people. Look at all the stuff he causes problems. It's like, well, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Why is this little group of this side supposedly whispering the same shit that the other side is obviously screaming?
Yep.
What's going on
Hey,
here?
Rescue, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry,
my computer is like glitching out. So no, you're good. My computer keeps glitching out. So I'm going to try restarting it. You guys, I'm sure, can keep the conversation going. And I'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am.
A tune if you want while you're resetting.
She's
What is
right.
that though?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Since you're
I'll
gotta wait till I get back for that,
Andy. I'll wait for you.
Well, real quick.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, while we're on the note of government stuff, I put out a video a while back. Shameless plug here. Put out a video about some things that I think we could do to fix the government.
Ooh.
If any of you guys would want to watch that and provide some feedback, I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Did you have enough footage? Did you have enough space, terabytes of that list?
That's right.
Well, You know, they're kind of that old adage, like, what's the best way to eat an elephant? And at the end of the day, it's baby,
One
small
bite
bites at a time.
That's it.
So it's like 10 things that I've thought of, over the course of a couple days.
I was just going to, when the way you said that, the list, it was like, ooh, I bet that was a long one.
I mean, if you want to completely overhaul everything, I don't think there's enough computing power currently in existence for that.
Nah, man. They got
Hey,
those
give me
D-Wave, super
1
cool.
sec. Hey, Anti,
AI will take care
do
of
you
that.
got a link to his channel?
Drop that link.
Yeah, if you could drop that link,
Drop
because
that link.
Miss Annie was asking where she could see the video, and then everybody will be able to find it.
Yeah, I think the title on the video was "Time to Overhaul the Government" with a question mark.
If you don't mind, that is Anti.
Have you noticed anybody parked suspiciously outside of your house since you've posted it?
No, not yet.
Let's look around now. Yeah. Nope. Nobody's here. I have heard a few gunshots, but that's not unusual.
We have too, but it's been Landon.
It's been me. Sorry.
I know, right? Saturday night in the big city.
I mean, there have been a few more helicopters flying around, but I think
well.
that was just training exercises.
That's them.
No, that's probably just practice for World War III.
I'm telling you what. Okay, we're supposed to do something till Indy gets back.
I say conspiracy music plays us some
I agree. I agree.
Good thing I'm back in time, Tiff. You're about to be in trouble. No, go ahead,
I wasn't
Clay.
going to play till she got back.
No, I'm back. Clay, I would love to hear you play.
All right.
Yes.
So I got.
And that seemed to fix the problem, so I can hear everybody now. Thank you.
Hey, good.
I have a friend.
Oh yeah, test.
I invited a friend to
All
come
right.
with me as well, and he also is a musician, and he live streams on Tuesdays, so he should be popping in here shortly. You guys are going to be blown away by what you're going to see. If you haven't seen it before, I know some of the people have seen it before. But
yeah, I'm a big fan. Since I heard his first song, I absolutely love him.
Yeah, to see him play live is freaking awesome. All right, I'll give you a choice here. I got a YouTube backing track, or I got an original. So I'll let you.
Oh, original for sure.
Anyways, I'm hate to take off, but I got to go help get the kiddos to bed.
Have a good night, brother.
I know how that goes. Thank you so much for coming up, DS. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me up.
Much love to
Appreciate
Ashley
the
also.
talk. Make it a good evening.
Oh yeah, and I'll pass that along.
Right on.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
All right, likewise. Good night, all.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Shit, when they're on the birds, they're trying their damnedest to poke it.
This is going to be a collaboration between me and my friend Jack Hunter. I haven't got all of my hooks laid into this yet. It's still new. I've only played with this like 4 or 5 times, so it's still new.
Yeah. Hold on one second, Clay. Can everybody else on panel go ahead and mute while he's playing, and I'll mute also, and then I'll make you full screen here, Clay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this one is still a song in the making, so there may be a couple of sour notes in there, but it's titled "Make You Cry." Something like that.
That was beautiful, Clay. I could listen to you play forever. You
Oh,
really
was
have a
awesome.
gift.
Same.
Hmm
thanks.
Yeah,
That's
thank you so much.
That's a new one I'm trying to put together. So,
Hmm
yeah. So you want to hear
Yeah,
another
it was beautiful. Oh, Kim, you got to go back and listen when it does the replay. A Schecter, huh? Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, Clay has an amazing channel, everybody. He kind of like how so many of us are trying to bring people together. He's really working on, bringing together indie artists and giving them popularity and, a platform. And he's just
Right.
amazing at networking and has really gathered some incredible, incredible artists together.
Oh,
Right.
thanks.
And I think you've inspired a lot of other people to start streaming and kind of doing the same, Clay, which is pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. I have, yeah. Some of the
Right.
some of the artists I feature have decided to start streaming themselves, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
YouTube.
And have started a lot of collaborations too, which is amazing.
Yeah, and
Hey,
we
Deb.
have a big collaboration coming up. It's probably going to be May 19th. We don't have the date set yet exactly, but I think it's going to be May 19th. But we're going to have a huge 10-channel multi-stream
Yeah, it's amazing. It's gonna be
show.
incredible.
Yeah, of all artists. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
One show,
Right.
10 channels. Yeah.
Thank you, Anti, for all the links that you're dropping. I really appreciate you.
Yes.
Anti is the bomb. Everybody has a blue wrench over there, but Anti has 2 of them over there.
He does.
You want to hear another one? It got quiet all of a sudden.
My computer's still glitching out here a little bit, guys. So if I disappear, just keep talking.
We sure we'll keep playing the music.
That's fine. I'll play another one. I'll play this one. This one is a soulful, mellow groove track. This one's actually a YouTube backing track. Comes from a channel called Elevated Jam Tracks that I use quite a bit.
I do that.
All right, here we go. Something like that.
Woo! I was about to start singing.
Something like that.
Amazing, right? I saw people kind of dancing around a little bit and everything.
All right,
Thank you so
Indy.
much,
Well,
Clay. Incredible.
Thank you.
We do have work in the morning.
yeah, we got to get up early, so we're probably about to head out. But thank you so much for having us
Thank you so
on,
much
and
for coming up.
we had an awesome
Yeah,
time.
it's always great.
Chat.
Yep,
Thank you so
we'll
much.
figure out sometime soon,
Ciao.
Tiff, to do our canning. We still got to get on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Landon, it
Have a
was good
great
talking with you.
Good talk with you, brother. Always. Hey, man, we should get together sometime on a stream or something. We'll have us a
Right on.
chicken chat. You'll be at your
Right.
chickens, and I'll be at my chickens, and we can chat.
There you go. Hey,
Yep,
you're
gotta have the
welcome to
chicken
mine
cam.
anytime, brother.
Hey, you as well, man. Much love.
That's
We love
the
you
chicken.
guys. And go do and don't worry.
That's right.
Right
Love you
on.
guys. God bless.
See you guys.
Make it a good evening.
That way.
I didn't want to ruin your party.
Oh, you're not ruining it at all. Are you kidding?
No.
You're great.
Get us all
Not
in
at all.
relaxed.
Yeah, I know, right? I think we just all kind of chilled out a little. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Magic, I saw your comments. I would love to hear you play if you ever want to come up. Yeah, zoning out,
Right.
right? Exactly.
I have a friend that's going to stop in. That's an amazing talent.
Yeah.
It's good to see so much
Catching up
talent
again.
out there.
Oh man.
Right.
Oh man. You know, even when even when I'm not working, I'm still working.
Yes. And it's so hard to visit them all. I try.
Right.
Yeah, I know you've got to be so busy, Clay. I see you all around all the time. Hey, Brew, good to
Right.
see you. And I know, you're always up on live streams helping other channels out too and promoting, and it's amazing. You're doing great work.
Yeah, I'm having
Yeah.
fun. I know what it's like, when I first started out. I mean, I have a little bit of weight with my channel now where, when I started out, I remember hitting 50 subs, I remember hitting 100 subs. It took me forever. It took me 3 years of open mic and karaoke freaking panels to even get to where I'm at, or at least
Right.
on my way to where I'm at, And I don't think and I didn't have anybody doing that for me. I never had a channel being like, hey, come on over and we'll, play your music and share your links and we'll build you up. And
Mr. Smith. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Well, I love that you're doing that. Hey, Mr. Smith, it's so good to see you. I think maybe some YouTube going.
Maybe, sorry, say that again. You glitched out then, sorry.
Oh, there was a little bit of an echo, but I don't think I hear it now, so we're good. Thank you so much for coming up. I'm so glad to get to talk with you too, Mr. Smith. I don't know when it was, a few months back that I heard a couple of your songs through Conspiracy Music, and I just absolutely love what you're doing. So talented.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Dee.
Thank you very much.
Hey, what's up?
Good to see
I
you,
can hear
Dee.
an echo
Hey,
as
what's
well.
up, D?
Hi, Rescue.
How are you?
Hello, Unspecified V. Mwah.
Hello, Unspecified B.
Dee's got an echo.
Yeah, I think you got your YouTube on.
I think maybe we have a. Hold on, I'm going to mute you for a second, Dee. I muted you, Dee. I think we've got an echo, maybe a YouTube running in the background.
Is it you?
She's so good at that.
Yeah, I meant
All right,
Mr.
let me
Smith.
try.
I turned off my echo, so that should help. Guys,
Okay,
this
how are
is
we doing
Nora.
now?
Nora's here with me from Washington.
Oh, wow.
Nora, oh my goodness.
Nora.
I got a live person with me from our
That's amazing.
family.
I know, and from Nora.
Hey,
in
what's
the
up?
United States. That's
Heck
awesome.
yeah.
So good to
I
see
hear
you,
live
Nora.
music's about to. Is this guy going to play the drums right now?
Absolutely.
Is that Chap?
Yeah, he's
No,
Yeah.
that's not
incredible.
Chap,
This
is
is
it?
Mr. Smith.
Mr.
This is
Smith.
Mr. Smith, too.
the drama.
Hi.
Let me not stop you. I just wanted to say hi to Indy, Bonnie, Rescue, everybody, Unspecified, all you guys. say
Love
hi,
you. Good to
hang
see
out.
Nice
you,
to meet you.
Laura.
for coming up.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah. Good to see
Nora,
you
I hope
too.
you're gathering ideas from Dee and about what we can do in Washington State because we got to do more. It's a
Right.
mess. Yeah, I know Dee's all about taking action. I love it.
I love it too.
It was pretty amazing day, all in all. It's just there's amazing people available, and we've learned so much. We've come so far,
Yeah.
and we just got to just keep
Mhm.
plugging along.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
fun today.
Yeah.
It was really an enlightening day. Mike was a wealth of knowledge, so it was really, really enlightening.
We had a tax day
Fantastic.
event.
Yeah.
And we had a couple men that came to teach people how to get out of the IRS tax club. And they talked about private membership associations. I hosted it under my private membership association. And my friend Deborah came, who's a healer. She does light, sound, and vibration stuff, and we might get that going. But you guys should check out Renegade Nation if you're interested in alternative health stuff, because he scooped up a bunch of people that walked away during the vid, right? So the Renegade Nation with Mike Cullum, Column, and he drove 6.5 hours. She beat everybody because she drove 8 hours. So she freaking rocks, right? But then he drove 6.5 hours, and my silver friend Louie, who's helping us circulate silver and teach us how to use silver money, drove from Gaspy, which was awesome. So, and we didn't really have a lot of foot traffic, so it was like one of those lame vendor shows where you're just there. You're all sitting there wishing people would walk in, but you know what? We had fun with each other.
I had a lot of
And
fun.
we did support each other a lot. And we had one guy share a testimony where he was like crying. He almost died. And God was in the house from beginning to end. It was a great day, Indy. I got your invite, and you've been inviting me for so many. And I've been wanting to come say hi. And we finally had something to share that was cool. Because, if I'm crabby, I'm not
No,
getting
thank
on
you
no
so much.
strain.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, you're welcome.
I just want to say that I'm glad that I'm on a panel and I don't have to worry about dropping the wrong links and immediately emailing me and saying, "Hey, bro, what are you doing?"
Anti is
Oh,
on top of things, that's for sure. Well, Dee, thank you so much for coming up. Are you going to stay up while Mr. Smith plays?
Ooh, you're gonna love this.
No, we're going to hang in
yes,
the back
yes,
and
yes,
just
yes.
spend time together. We got one more night.
Okay.
Thanks for letting me blab on and share
Of
what was
course.
going
No, thank
on.
you
Good to
so
see you,
much.
Rescue. Unspecified.
Good night.
Thanks, Cindy.
Dee,
Bye.
you know I love you. Nora, I love you too. I'm sure I'll see you guys again up here sometime soon, but I love that you guys are there together. All
Yes.
right. Mr. Smith
Yes,
and Gray,
yes.
are you guys gonna try to play synced up together or
No.
Okay, I know it's
Can't
really
do that.
hard to do that
Yeah, you can't
over
do that.
YouTube
I
and
wish
StreamYard and everything.
there are programs out there you can pay for that
Mhm.
you can do that with, but yeah, on the most part, no. It's mostly if you're going to collaborate with somebody, it's not live.
Yeah, it makes sense to me
Unfortunately.
too. Yep, I'm like glitching in and out even here tonight just doing this, so I understand. Mr. Smith, are you ready to play?
Oh yeah. Always.
Fantastic. All right, well, if everybody on panel can mute, I'll go ahead and put him on big screen.
Okay, I just wanted to say real quick that Anti already has Mr. Smith's link, so I don't have to worry about that. Mr. Smith does a live stream every Tuesday where you're going to see what he does right now. So,
Yep. Tuesdays 7 Eastern. And this has not gone out on YouTube before. And in fact, I've literally about 30 seconds ago just played the drums through for the first time.
ooh,
So this will be the second time
it's
I'm
an
playing the
honor.
drum track.
awesome.
Love it, Mr.
Well,
Smith.
you never
It's an honor.
you
Thank
never
you so
know.
much.
You never know. It depends what happens. So this is a song I've written, and it's called She.
He was, as they say, only human. In other words, he was a carbon-based bipedal life form descended from an ape.
She'll hit you while you're sleeping, right between the eyes. Tell all the secrets you should have been keeping to the faces behind those knowing eyes. She'll cut you when you're bleeding, open up the scars, be the nightmare that you've been dreaming, slowly take away your heart. She is love, she is cruel, she is love, she don't have no rules, she stands alone. She is love, she is true, she is love, and nobody's fool, she stands alone. She throws no line when you're drowning, watch you as you go down. There's no water when she burns you, and the flames never go out. She is love, she is cruel, she is love, she don't have no rules, she stands alone. She is love, she is true, she is love, and nobody's fool, she stands alone. If there are no rules, why do I play the game? And if she's so cruel, why do I love her just the same? No, I can't win with her. She is love, she is cruel, she is love, she don't have no rules, she stands alone. She is love, she is true, she is love, but nobody's fool, she stands alone. She is love, she is cruel, she is love, she don't have no rules, she stands alone. She is love, she is true, she is love, but nobody's fool, she stands alone.
Fucking A, bro.
That was amazing. Mr. Smith, you are incredible. I was just like grinning that entire time. You sound amazing. That was a beautiful song.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you
was
very
Thank you
much.
so much.
That was awesome.
Really appreciate the opportunity to play. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anytime you want to come up, you just let me know. You are more than
Okay.
welcome.
Brilliant. Thank you.
He's on Discord
Yeah.
as well, Indy.
Yes. Yeah. We connected on.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, we did. We finally connected. That's how I
Thank
got the
you,
link for
Inti, for
tonight's
dropping the
show.
link.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's how I got it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. And so much appreciated. It's really good.
Yeah. Thank you so
What
much.
do you want?
Thank
What do you
for
actually
coming
want
by.
me to do? Do you want me to play any more? Do you want just play one?
Oh,
or what?
absolutely. If yeah, if you
Yeah.
want to play more, I would love to hear it.
I done put my guitar down, bro. This is you.
All right, okay. It's like that, is it? Right, yeah, okay, all right. All right. What should I do next? Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna do some.
I'm one of the few people that can request stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you want, Claire?
Deeds. You indeed.
Right, yeah, no problem. No problem. Okay. For anybody who doesn't know, there's another guy on the interwebs called Deedsville Entertainment. And he's really good for getting people's music out there, and he does a bit of gaming as well. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
he really is good, isn't he, Clay? He's lovely. Genuine guy.
Yeah, he's the one that takes care of my merch. I use his merch shop.
Yes, yeah. Well, on my channel as well, this sounds like a plug, but it's not. It's just this tale of the song, basically. But on my channel, I put drum tracks up that anybody can use copyright free for their music. And Deeds took one of these drum tracks and wrote some guitar. He did some guitar loops over the top of it. And then he sent it back to me, and I wrote a song over the top of it. And when I find it, this is the song. So it's called Never Too Late, and it's by Mr. Smith and Deedsville.
Awesome.
Round and round we go, where the loop stops, no one seems to know all the things we do, but we don't want to. When it's all just on repeat, you keep on walking the same streets. All the things we do, but we don't want to. So take it when it's there. You know nothing lasts forever. So take it while you can. It might not be there for long. It's never too late. It's never too late to change. Round and round again. Don't know the rules, but we play the game. All the things we do, but we don't want to. When it all goes round and round, you keep on walking the same ground. You keep going forward, but you're going nowhere. So take it when it's there. You know nothing lasts forever. So grab it with both hands. It might not be there for long. It's never too late. It's never too late to change. So take it when it's there. You know nothing lasts forever. So take it while you can. It might not be there for long. It's never too late. It's never too late to change.
That's what I'm talking about.
Amazing. That was
Damn.
fantastic.
Thank you. I'm just finding all the bits of stuff that I threw away in the middle of it. It gets a bit hectic behind here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was.
I love. Have you seen anybody else doing that, Mr. Smith? Like taking out the drum line and playing that live. Have you seen that anywhere else?
Not on YouTube, not really. No, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, I
think
haven't
there's-
either. It's
There's
great.
definitely people on Twitch doing it, but I think on YouTube it's a bit of a rarity. I think people are a bit frightened to do it, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I've got to be honest with you. It's really twitchy bum time here, you know, really twitchy bum time, because it's so easy to make just such a monumental cock up, and because I'm playing to tracks, if I make one mistake, it's all out of the window. So I think people are a bit frightened of that. There's a lot of pressure, basically.
Well, you're extremely talented, and it's amazing what you do.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I must be mental, to be honest. I must be mental. I mean, I'm expecting it to go monumentally wrong at some point.
Well here.
Hey, Mr. Smith, Anti has a request.
You're in good company.
Oh yeah, okay.
What's your request, Anti?
I was fixing to say, aren't we all mental?
There's a few of us that know
Right.
know Mr. Smith's repertoire, so we can actually request songs.
Yeah.
That's why you need to get over there this Tuesday. Check out the live stream.
What's he requested, Clay?
I'm waiting for his answer.
Right, got you.
Yeah, of course, Anti, for sure.
I hope I've got it lined up. So how long have you been doing the show?
Oh, he wants you to do the Depeche Mode cover.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there we go. Well, I mean, I've kind of had my channel going for a little over a year, but I took a pretty long hiatus in the middle. Really,
Okay.
I kind of started off as a moderator for a bunch of different channels and sort of just wanted to bring people together. And then after kind of networking, I started sort of doing streams like this to bring people together here.
Got
So,
ya.
yeah.
I got to
You
say, you
enjoyed
do a
it?
great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you enjoy it?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, I've met so many amazing people and it's been really nice to get to stream. I can't stream very often. I have 2 young kids and it's hard to find time away from them to be able to do it, but I'm always glad when I can.
Yeah, yeah. And
So,
it is
yep.
a lovely community, isn't it? There's some beautiful people
Oh,
out
it
here.
really is. Yeah, there really are. And I'm always trying to kind of find other, little communities. Learned pretty early on.
Yeah, it's Clay's been
The
instrumental
parallel
in
networks out
basi-
there, and just trying to bring
Yeah.
people.
Oh, you keep disappearing.
Sorry, my
Is that me?
my connection is really bad tonight, so I'm sorry if I'm glitching out.
It's okay.
You're
It's
good.
okay. You're good. Don't worry. Yeah, Clay's been instrumental in spreading my music like nobody else, to be honest. Incredible.
Yeah.
Coming across all these little communities that I would never have known about. Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I know as soon as I met Clay and I think I met him through Steve Harloa. I think that's where I first met you,
Yeah.
Clay.
Yeah.
But when I first kind of got a glimpse of what you were doing, it was like I recognized it right away because I think we're doing very similar things, in different ways in bringing people together. And
Absolutely.
I love that. Love that. Great. It's always great to meet great people. And, I say a lot, real recognizes real. And just like how, I think you guys are bringing people together through music, like I'm trying to bring people together here. Like I know so many of these different channels are trying to do, give people a platform to ask the questions about what's going on.
Yeah.
Poor
I
Indy.
think she might have disappeared. But I just gotta say, Indy, you are an amazing supporter of the music community too, and I see you all over the music community, so I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, I see your name
Yeah.
a lot.
Met-
You put the time in. You
I've-
definitely put the time in.
Well, I've met a lot of really amazing people. So thank you to everybody that's in chat and on panel and who are listening later and people who are lurking. We appreciate all of you.
Well, you know what? Indy,
All right, give us another song.
Yeah.
Who's up next?
Okay.
Clay, you going?
No.
Or Mr.
No.
Smith, who's up?
No, yeah, we'll let Mr. Smith go till he's done.
All right, I'm all for it.
I'll play after.
Awesome.
Okay,
Thank you,
so
Clay. Great.
I'll do
Mr.
this
Smith.
one for Anta, yeah? We'll do some
Yeah.
Depeche
Yeah,
Mode.
wonderful.
All right, this is Walking in My Shoes. It's just me, this.
I see a T-shirt coming on. It's just me.
can tell by the things you put me through, the pain I've been subjected to, that the Lord himself would blush. The countless feasts laid at my feet, forbidden fruits for me to eat, but I think your pulse would start to rush. I'm not looking for absolution, forgiveness for the things I do, but before you come to any conclusion, try walking in my shoes. Try walking in my shoes. You stumble in my footsteps, keep the same appointments I kept. If you try walking in my shoes, if you try walking in my shoes. Morality would frown upon, decency let down upon. A scapegoat fate's made of me. But I promise now, by my judge and jurors, my intentions couldn't have been clearer. My case is easy to see. I'm not asking for a clearer conscience, peace of mind after what I've been through. And before you talk of any repentance, try walking in my shoes. Try walking in my shoes. You stumble in my footsteps, keep the same appointments I kept. If you try walking in my shoes, you stumble in my footsteps, keep the same appointments I kept. If you try walking in my shoes, if you try walking in my shoes, if you try walking in my shoes, if you try walking in my shoes.
Oh, I love that song.
That's amazing. I've heard that one. I love it. I love that one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Some of us
Hey,
were
Virginia.
alive when that was
Thanks.
released.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm 91 now, so you know.
That's why the mask, right, Mr. Smith?
This is it. Honestly, I've got a face for radio. Honestly, a face for radio. Trust me. Trust me. That's all it is. I was horrifically scarred as a child as well. You know. So. Think the worst.
So that's all the origin stories I'm coming up with for you, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with hiding from the FBI, honestly. So should I play one more song? I don't know what time it is here. Can I check what time it is in the UK?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's probably very
it's
early.
quarter to 6 in the morning.
Yeah, that's
right.
crazy.
Yeah, that's a bit bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah, I've gotten to know a lot of people all over the world, and the time zones things just throws me all the time. I can't even keep track of the United States.
Yeah, it's too much for me. I mean, the United States, the UK. Some people in the United States have got a back garden the size of the UK. It blows my mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, not me, but I wish. I want to go there.
Yeah, I live in a concrete jungle, so definitely not me.
Yep. Yeah, me too. Yeah, Clay, where are you? What part of the States are you in?
I live in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh, okay. I'm in the Seattle area in Washington. Yeah, no, I would love for you to play again.
Yeah, I'll do one more song, and then I'll attempt to get some sleep, I think.
Awesome.
Right, Anti? Yeah, Anti says take his watch away now. Yeah, just keep going. Who needs sleep?
just keep going. Okay.
Anta's like,
All right.
can you guys just play till I go to sleep? Then you can do whatever you
Right?
want.
And I don't think anti sleeps about as much as I do, I think. So just keep going.
Well, it's been really good. So this is it's called Safe and Warm, and it's just a song by me, basically. There you go, little old me,
Awesome.
all 91 years of age apparently.
Hold back the day and make the night go on forever. Hold back the morning blues and keep me next to you. Hold back the day. This might not last forever, but that's a chance I'll take. If you hold back the day, don't let the night end, or the feelings disappear. Hold back the morning and keep me here. When I'm here holding you, I want this moment to last forever. Here holding you in that safe warm place. I'm here holding you. I want this moment to last forever. Hold back the day, make the night go on forever. Hold back the morning blues and keep me next to you. Don't let the night end, all the feelings disappear. Hold back the morning and keep me here. When I'm here holding you, I want this moment to last forever. Here holding you in that safe warm place. I'm here holding you. I want this moment to last forever. Here I feel safe. When I'm here holding you, I want this moment to last forever. Here holding you in that safe warm place. I'm here holding you. I want this moment to last forever.
You have such a gift. It is just incredible to listen to.
Beautiful.
Well
Very
done.
beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Smith. That was
Hey.
incredible. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming up.
It's odd that
welcome.
Queen
You're more
Bee
than
shows.
welcome.
It's odd that Queen Bee shows up right before you.
Isn't it strange?
She
Isn't
may be
it strange?
stalking you. She may be stalking you.
What are you on about? She's my friend. She's not my stalker.
Mhm.
She's lovely. Queen Bee is so lovely, honestly.
No,
And
she's
what a great
amazing.
host as well earlier on the show. Well done, Queen Bee.
Yeah, she's a good hostess.
Really good job.
Mhm.
It's nice to see you doing it as well. And Debo as well. I've got to give Debo a shout out, and I've got to give Ironton a shout out as well. Just
Oh yeah.
thanks very much. You know, nice one.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
Indy, I always feel like I'm in the presence of greatness hanging out with these guys.
Right? Yeah. Well, likewise with you, Clay. You have a gift too. I love your guitar playing. I could listen to just on loop.
Yes,
That's sweet.
kind of do.
Right?
Well, Indy,
Yeah, thank you. Mhm.
it's been really cool tonight. Thank you for letting me on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Been a real pleasure. And I've subbed to your channel. I'm number
Wonderful.
686, I think, or 868. That was it. 868.
Mhm.
And I'll be
Perfect.
back.
Yeah,
back.
please do come back anytime. I'll send you. I'll give you a heads up when I can. But anytime you see me live, you are more than welcome to come up on panel or just come hang out and chat. Either way.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you
So
very
thank
much.
you
And
so
Clay,
much, Mr. Smith. I'm sure I'll see you around.
brilliant. Thank you very much. All right. And Clay, nice one.
I'll see you soon.
Thank
All
you,
right, buddy.
Miss.
You take care.
All right.
All right,
See you
make
later,
sure you guys
folks.
sub to Mr. Smith's channel. He's doing live streams too, and it's, as you can tell, just amazing talent, amazing person to follow.
And we can't forget Blue Unicorn.
Oh, I know. Blue Unicorn's amazing. Blue, I wish you'd come up here on panel sometime. He has a great
Seriously,
channel.
Blue's talented as hell.
Yeah. He makes incredible. I love his videos. They're really like quirky
Aw.
and cool. And yeah, he makes some amazing music and a great voice too. Clay, are you up for playing again?
Yeah, I'm going to play one, then I'm going to hop down as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, let's see what we got here. Maybe I'll do two. I'll do one of these YouTube backing tracks, and then I'll do that original one I did at the beginning again, and see if I can nail it down a little bit closer. All right, this one is a lot of fun to play with. It's just a little 3-chord progression, just a little A minor, D, A, but I just have a lot of fun playing with it. enough of that shit. Something like that.
Never enough. Never enough, Clay. Whenever you end like that, I'm always like, what just happened? No, keep going.
Well, that
It
was
was
just an,
excellent.
that one's an
That's beautiful.
extremely long backing track. But I'll do one more before I hop down. An original
Yeah,
one.
please.
Between a collaboration between me and Jack Hunter. And Jack Hunter, I seen him in the chat. It was On the Hunt with Jay.
Yeah, I did see him in here earlier.
Someone was saying,
Yes.
talking about my guitar, thinking it was maybe a Schecter. Is that what they're saying? I'll
Yeah,
just
I
let
saw.
you
I don't
know.
know what a Schecter is. I saw
A
that. What is
Schecter
a
is a brand
Schecter?
of guitar. This is a
okay.
Volgoa, Volgoa, and you can buy one on Amazon for $170.
Okay.
It's not an expensive guitar. $170. That's taxes and shipping.
That's awesome.
You don't need an expensive guitar to make good music.
Well, you
Alright.
don't. Maybe.
Right. Can I find one that plays itself?
Right.
Okay, here we go. This one's a collaboration between me and Jack On the Hunt that you guys see GHP Studios between me and him. It's called Make You Cry. Something like that.
Incredible,
like that.
Clay. That was amazing. It's beautiful. I love that. That might be one of my favorites. It's hard to pick.
Thanks. That one really.
Thank you so much for coming up and playing.
Gets me right there. Oh, you bet. Anytime,
Yeah.
my friend. And I have plenty other friends too. So you ever want to do music show, you just let me know, and I'll
Yeah,
gather
I
up
might
the
have to
troops
do
and
that.
we'll come and hang out for a night. So
I would love that. I would really love to do that. This was great. This is a great way to kind of wrap things up. So thank you so much.
you bet.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, it really would.
Yes. I know. Indy has a great voice.
you know what,
Thank
Indy?
you.
You really do.
Thank you for what you do for bringing the communities together as well, and thanks for
Oh, thanks.
allowing Mr. Smith to come up and rock the
Oh,
house.
allowing, of course.
That's
What
a
an
double
honor.
win for me. So I appreciate you guys, and
for us too.
I'll see you all soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, Clay.
Yeah.
All right. What a nice way to like kind of, end out our stream. What a great stream this has been.
Yes.
Thank you so much to everybody who's come up on panel and everybody in the chat. This has just been really nice.
Thank you, Indy, for
Always great conversations and great company, I was going to say.
Agree.
Well, we all appreciate you bringing everyone together, and it's always an enjoyable show.
Right.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just glad that so many people come. It's, I'm just trying to offer a place for us to gather. So thank you for coming and showing up.
So many good
Well,
friends from the old days. Yes.
yeah, I know. It's crazy how long now we've all been in here, and so
I
many
know.
of us have really, formed some strong bonds, and
Yep.
it's all about trying to keep the positive vibes going, even in the midst of the chaos, right?
Yes.
Right. 100%.
So, well, Bonnie and V, since it's just us ladies up here, I was going to say earlier, I really want to try to do a ladies' night sometime soon, and just have a time to have us gather. Maybe we can still have Mr. Smith and Clay come and play.
Yeah, yeah.
Ladies
Honorary.
There you go.
They can be a
You
ladies'
know, I just realized Saturday nights are good for me, but I'll try to make it any night, but Saturday nights are really good.
Yeah, for me, it usually has to be a Friday or a Saturday because that's when my husband's off, so he can like wrangle the children. Um, but I don't know. I try to pop up when I can on other people's panels and stuff too. It's just hard with where we are and our space and the noise level of my kids. But I'm always glad when I can. So thank you to everybody for being here. Yeah, right, Anti. I was thinking about him a lot earlier today. And while we were streaming here. Yeah, Dangerous
Oh,
Freedom.
okay. I
Yeah,
got it.
Dangerous Freedom was the root for me for a lot of things, and I know he was for a lot of people. And I'm so glad that I think in a lot of ways his legacy is like living on in so many different channels that were inspired by him and people who knew him and kind of got a chance to experience what that vibe was. I think a lot of us
Right.
are still very connected because of it. So
Definitely. 100%. And
that is
evolved on, you know, we have evolved on. We are now like onto the bigger and better things, the prepping, because,
Mhm.
yeah, something's going to hit the fan.
Yeah, pray and prep. That's for sure.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and end this. I could go forever, but thank you for coming up. Thank you to everyone who came up tonight. Thank you for everybody who came by chat. And I don't know when I'll be live next, probably, I think next Friday or the Friday after that, but I'm going to try to pop up when I can. So keep an eye out also for the backstage speakeasies. I know there's a couple movies. There was one that somebody mentioned in chat earlier tonight. The Jesus Revolution is one we've talked about watching backstage.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to do a couple other like shorter, kind of weirder films like I Pet Goat 2 and After the Reset are two videos that are pretty interesting to watch. So keep an eye out, everyone. And until I see you all in another chat somewhere or here again, God bless you all. Try to keep laughing through the chaos. We're stronger together. So let's unite where we can and support one another.
Yeah.
Yes. Enjoy life. Thank you, chat. Love y'all.
All right. Much love, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you around soon. Take care.
Okay.